easy at both those cards. Ramsey. So one more against Seattle. Yankees can pick up a sweep ahead of the weekend against the Cubs. If they want to do it, they need a veteran to be one of the best young right-handers in baseball. Next game pitching matchup, sponsored by the New Jersey Division of Travel and Tourism. Next game, the road players speak at VincentNJ.org. Marcus Stroman. 2 Stroman-esque starts coming off the IL. 5 innings, 1 run against the A's. The 5 innings, 3 runs against the Mets. The Stroman kept you in a game. What you want out of your veteran. Third start back off the IL. Looking to complete this week. And he'll be opposed by Brian Wu. Brian Wu is taking every step the Mariners have wanted to. 25 years old. Yankees very familiar with him. 18 start for Wu. Got a 2.77 ERA. And 3 of his last 4 starts, no earned runs. He has just been untouchable lately. Got a 25 inning stretch of 2 earned run balls. The Yankees have to sell Brian Wu tomorrow. Encouraging signs these last couple of nights. 10 runs a couple of nights ago, 9 runs tonight. The Yankees have scored consistently throughout the game. It's not early damage and then taper off or late damage. It's consistent bludgeoning here in the Bronx. This iconic moment in Yankees history.
I'm here. I'm just working, yo. Putting some stuff together. What up? What up? What up? Monkey D. Louie. Jared, I already know. I see that logo. You're Pam. I know I can count on Pam. Good to win. Good series win. What's up, fellas? Much needed. What's up? Everybody say what's up to each other in the chat. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me see something. I'm trying to go live on Instagram and TikTok. I don't know if that's going to happen through StreamYard. Yeah, I'm not live on TikTok. Let me see. Let me go to edit destinations. I think I can repurpose the video on TikTok after, but I should be live on Instagram right now. But the thing is, yo, through StreamYard, you can go live on Instagram, but you can't get the Instagram comments in the chat. So I stopped doing that for a minute. Let me check my phone. All right, so no. It's all good. I'm cool with being live on Twitter, YouTube. Still working on some things. Hector already throwing money, the donation to the diaper fund. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Of course. Of course. When the Yankees win, how could you not have a good day? That's crazy. That's crazy, right? Before Father's Day. Before Cool Dad's Day. You know how I be calling Aaron Boone Cool Dad. Let me look at that, as a matter of fact. Yeah, since the Kansas City series. They're wrapping up the post game now. I feel like there's no way they're going to be able to play enough spots. We'll see. Maybe Alex has it set up, but like I don't want to do a couple minute open break, go to the update, start. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just go and let people call, play some audio, and get this thing going. We'll do big shot of the night and all that. Yeah. I'm looking at my DMs because now that I open Instagram, never mind. Here we come, chat. Show about to start. Yankees win. Yankees win. Let me go ahead and flex the 2-6. Somebody get a screenshot of the 2-6. Thank you, DJ LeMahieu. We appreciate you, bro. Let me see here. I thought I was gonna be able to go live on the gram, but I'm gonna put out the YouTube link. Go to my channel, share. All right, boom. Yankees win 3 in a row, game and series. We on the live. We got 240 in there right now. There will be more. We've been getting up to 2K a night. Join the chat. And I got to charge my phone up. Okay, so I'm starting at 11. There's no way I'm going right now. Okay. I got some time. Hold on. When the post game ended, I'm like, there's no way. I knew you were playing spots because I'm like, there's no way I'm about to do like a 2-minute open here. Hold on. Oh, I got my shades. Too. I figured because I'm like, it's just gonna go to 11. It's 10:55 now. I'm like, I didn't want to do a couple minute open, throw it at a break, start over again. So 3-hour show. LeMahieu, mostly. We'll start with LeMahieu. Also, later in the night, Cashman talking about looking for a starter, looking for relievers, looking for an infielder. If it's not in there, I have it clipped in my notes, and I can send you a link to the Twitter posts. I can do that now, as a matter of fact. Okay, so right now I'm sending my producer some audio. Cashman, let's see. This is come on, bro. Go to the link. This is Cashman asked if he regrets not bringing in a third baseman. I also have Cashman says the Yankees will be looking for upgrades in the field. Yeah, this is the one I want. And copy this link. Time crisis right now because we're about to start the show and I'm about to turn it up. But this is what I do. This is easy for me. I get paid to talk about the Yankees. I was talking about the Yankees long before I got paid for it. To whoever would listen. Okay, and then I have one more in my notes from today. Cashman says he's a fan of Anthony Volpe. Cashman says he will be looking for upgrades in the infield. I already put that one there. I want to send this Volpe one. Copy here. Two minutes. Yo, what's up? What'd you say? No, we didn't start. So he's timed it up to go right to the update. I was wondering too, because like the post game ended at 10:49. I'm like, I'm not about to do a 2 minute. He timed it up. So you'll start right at 11 and I'll come on after you.
Yeah, I know where I can't hear nothing in that closet.
Okay, so I sent like 4 links and I put descriptions on them. So like it'll be easy to throw to them. I'm going to use them in the open because I'm going to go back to earlier today. I think it's necessary to go back to earlier today and even yesterday. All right. Yo, chat, I see y'all. You meant to say fund. What up? Good. It's good. All right, here we go. Show starts.
Good evening at 11 o'clock. I'm Marco Belletti. Cam Schlittler with an impressive Major League debut, and the Yankee bats making sure to pick him up. Two homers, 4 RBIs for Jazz Chisholm. The Yankees finished off the Mariners 9-6. Dave Sims, the call right here on the Fan. Schlittler giving up 3 runs over 5 1/3, 7 Ks, picking up his first Major League victory. Jason Dominguez, 3 more hits. Aaron Judge not going to pair. Meanwhile, before the game, the Bombers also said goodbye to DJ LeMahieu, designated him for assignment. DJ still owed $22 million through next year. And the Mets and the Orioles rained out doubleheader, except for Thursday. 73 degrees, cloudy skies, Central Park. This is happening. I'm Marco Belletti.
Let's get it.
It's 8 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Yeah, let's get it, New York City, specifically the New York Yankees universe, Yankee fans. The Yankees win. The Yankees win. It was time to get it right, man. 3-game win streak, game and series, a special night, a debut. You like jazz? Embrace the Martian, all that. All that. A little rainy out there. Shout out to you if you're still in the car driving back from Yankee Stadium. I am pumped up because we haven't had anything to be pumped up about. We haven't had anything to feel good about. 9 runs scored after 10 runs scored, and it's the Yankees doing the stomping out. It's the Yankees putting a young guy on the mound and getting results. Let the kids play. I repeat, let the kids play. It's a young man's game. Father Time is undefeated. Now stay with me. You just heard in the update, if you didn't hear earlier, DJ LeMahieu is done as a Yankee. My MVP, your MVP, DJL MVP. I used to say that on a podcast in 2019. I'm in here wearing my DJ jersey. Let me turn around for the live. I'm wearing my number 26 DJ jersey that I bought right after he signed. 6 years, $90 million. And if you listened to me last night, I was talking about how they're still paying Aaron Hicks, how they paid Josh Donaldson to go away. You know, Josh Donaldson made $6 million not being on the team after taking on that contract. I talked about if you're worth $7 billion, what's $7 million to you? And I'm not celebrating the end of DJ LeMahieu's career as a Yankee. I don't know. I did say last night if they cut him, nobody's picking him up. Maybe the Mets will. They picked up Pablo Reyes. We'll get to the Mets at some point later. The Mets game was postponed. They'll play a doubleheader tomorrow. But Yankee fans, call me up at 888-808-1019 and tell me how you feel this had to happen. I was a day early on Twitter because I had a tweet yesterday under the Yes Network's post where or Yankees videos, SNY Yankees videos, where, you know, they talked about DJ LeMahieu didn't take the news of being moved to the bench. He didn't take it well. They said not great necessarily. That was Boone's quote. And I said he shouldn't be shocked. He'll get over it. He's not being cut yet. You knew this was coming, right? You had to shake the room. You knew this was coming, right? You had to get better. You couldn't stay stuck on stupid, playing jazz out of position. We did that last year up to the World Series. Jazz is a second baseman. Now you're seeing sparkling defensive plays, double plays. You're seeing the product of them making a necessary change, and everybody's senses being heightened. Everybody looking around and saying, whoa, all right now, like, let's go. Let's go now. Somebody got fired. Somebody's career potentially ended. A guy that is quiet as kept, a guy that got a lot of grace. If you listened to me last night, I said, how come Brett Gardner didn't get that much grace? Maybe somebody heard me. Maybe somebody felt me. I was not wishing for, the negative part of this. I'm not celebrating DJ LeMahieu's demise. Well, I'm a Yankee fan. You're a Yankee fan. No, like, we need to win. It's time to get serious. And finally, the Yankees got serious with this move. 888-808-1019. Let the kids play. Yorbit Vivas. Viva la Yorbit. He's back. And DJ, we appreciate you, bro. I had tears in my eyes. Game 6, 2019, when he hit that homer. It sucks that Altuve had the buzzers on him, whatever, knew it. But, like, DJ, that was our guy. Go, DJ. That's my DJ. DJ, play the hits. La Máquina, the machine with runners in scoring position. He will be remembered for his greatness. But he's turning 37. And he's not able to play third base. And putting him out there every day as the 9 hitter, which, he was hitting a little bit better than he did last year, but putting him out there every day was weakening the defense, something that was supposed to be a part of this pivot, this philosophy change this year with the Yankees. So I had to start there and say, I'm not celebrating this. And DJ didn't ask to be DFA'd. It was a decision that was made today. And it's a decision that tells me to make room. Help is on the way. They're going to make trades. They're going to bring some guys in. And there can't be any dead weight on the roster because of feelings and relationships and, sentimental value. No. It's business. It's not personal. This is a team that has the opportunity to win the American League and go back to the World Series again, where anything can happen. And you're seeing that now, right? Now you're seeing what Aaron Boone was telling him when he says, I still think you're one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league, whatever. When they play like that, when they hit like that, when they run the bases like that, when they put pressure on the other team in Yankee Stadium, it makes us all believe. When they lose 6 games in a row, twice, 2 6-game losing streaks in a month, we're like, what the hell is this? And we pick at everything. And you guys want to make Volpe the whipping boy. And you're getting mad at this guy, and this guy sucks, and this guy should be DFA and whatever. It's a better vibe when you see the Yankees get serious about their business. They shook the room. They told DJ LeMahieu, that is all, bro. That is it. We're moving forward. You cannot help this team as a second baseman. We tried it. The offense was struggling. You were doing a little bit. We tried it. It's done. And look, man, Jazz, his second day at second base, he had to hit a second homer. Jazz is going crazy. Jazz, you want to tip your cap to Cashman for anything? The trade that he made last year to get Jazz. I know Agustin Ramirez is doing his thing with the Marlins. So what? He's on the Marlins. Jazz is a star, the prince of the city. Jazz is a guy that is a major catalyst with this team. He is an elite defender at second base. And when he hits like that in the lineup, it's danger. And when you look at Dominguez at the top of the lineup, Dominguez is out there running like an NFL running back. And after he went 0 for 5, you knew Dominguez was going to get right tonight. The Martian has landed. It's time, folks. I got on Monday. I said, can we trade Trent Grisham? Can we? Hey, now would be the time, right? His value is higher than ever. Now would be the time because you got to play Dominguez every day. He makes an impact. He's got an eye. He can work walks. When you see him hit like he did tonight, you're just reminded, this is a young guy that's ready to play. This is a guy that's going to get consideration for American League Rookie of the Year. 3 hits tonight, a ribby, a walk, and that shot of him running when Judge drove him in, he's a blur. You need that. It's a young man's game. Let the kids play. And speaking of kids, Cam Schlittler. I had no idea what to expect. I was not expecting good things. I thought he might get rocked. I had a caller last night that was telling me his stats from the minor leagues, and all I could say was, this is not the minor leagues. This is this kid's major league debut in the big ballpark in the Bronx. Shout out to his family and friends, the contingent that he had with posters that were in the stadium rooting him on. The Yes Network did an awesome job of showing them. You could tell they were emotional. It meant something to them. That makes it special for all of us, man. And that kid shined tonight. 7 strikeouts. And he's facing the major league leader in homers in Cal Raleigh. He gets his first strikeout against the big dumper. He gets his last strikeout against the big. He can go home tonight. Dear diary, in my debut, I struck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is awesome. And I know there's people that are going to say, oh, Boone took him out too soon. No. You got to protect the guy in his debut. You got to keep him clean. You got to protect him a little bit. He did give up a couple homers. You know, the Mariners used the short porch tonight. He did give up a couple homers, but when you score and you give a guy run support, we're all right. We're all right. The Yankees win 9-6. Belly keeps his hit streak going, and Belly's just hitting the ball on the ground hard. He doesn't have to hit homers. He's just finding holes in the defense. You love to see it. You love to see it. It seems like something has changed here. 3-game winning streak coming out of Flushing. They take the series. They hadn't had a 3-game win streak since the Royals, June 12th. And now they're kind of righting the ship before the Cubs come into town. And I know we got another one with Stroman on the mound. Whatever. They took the series. Sweep them. Sweep them so I know it's real is what I like to say. But, like, everybody is getting involved. Everybody is doing things. The defense is tighter with Goldschmidt at first, with Chisholm at second, Volpe, and then, you know, Peraza. Peraza's even running into some luck. Julio Rodriguez. I don't know what's going on with Julio Rodriguez. We'll sidebar about him later. I was talking to Big Mac the other night. I was listening to his show. I sent him a couple things about Julio Rodriguez. We'll talk about him. But he bobbled one, gave Peraza a break. And Wells had 2 hits. Goldie had a knock. And Judge drove in 2. And, you know, they're intentionally walking him. It's just a good night. If you went to the ballpark last night or tonight, call me up. We will play some audio from Brian Cashman as well. Shout out to Cash. Like I was saying, Cashman, he needed to pop out. When they're losing like this, we need to hear from you. And he did pop out. You know, Cashman will pop out. Leon Rose don't ever have to pop out. Leon Rose don't even have to pop out for Mike Brown's intro press conference. But Cashman popped out today. And he let us know today. And also, like, don't read too much into what Cashman says. In my opinion, he's playing the game. Like, shout out to the people at Latino Sports. I was at an event today for Latino Sports, and Brian Cashman sent a message over there, and they said that Brian Cashman couldn't be there because he had 3 meetings today around the trade deadline. So even in there, we're like, yo, what's going on? What's cooking up? This is before the news of DJ LeMahieu. They are working. Brian Cashman is working. They are working. Help is on the way. They're going to try and get some people. So Cashman spoke today, and I mean, you can read into it if you want, but I know that he speaks and he knows that the whole league is listening. So he talked today about the upgrades that the Yankees are looking for in the infield, the rotation, the bullpen, this and that. Let's hear from Brian Cashman earlier today.
Doesn't guarantee anything. But, you know, it's the time of year now, so I'll be looking for stats. We've had 3 starters out of our series rotation so far this year, so I'm definitely looking to see if I can find a starter. You know, from others who've stepped up, which has been great, like Will Warren and others, and now we got this, you know, Cam's in today. He's earned the right to be here, which is exciting to see. You know, so I wish him the best of luck and looking forward to seeing how that looks because he's been exciting to watch develop. But certainly the input a starter, some relievers because our bullpen obviously has been taxed and some injuries, and so and infield as well. If possible, but that's a long list, and I'm not sure if there's if this will be a deep deadline, so I don't know how active we can be, but we will try to be active. I can say that, and we'll try to import improvements. That's the game.
Good enough for me. You know, the New York Post put out a back page that said help wanted. And they had 4 bullets, multiple starting pitchers, multiple relief pitchers, capable third baseman, righty hitting outfielder. And they put Brian Cashman's name on it. It says contact Brian Cashman. You think that didn't come across his desk? Now, I don't know how he took to that. I think he took to that as like, okay, that's funny. I'm working on it. And he said a starter. And you definitely need bullpen help because, like, Loizac is cooked. He just hasn't been good. He's been home run derby. I hope Jazz doesn't do the home run derby. We'll get to that later. But, yeah, Loizac is cooked. a good night to see the Weavy Wonder, Dream Weaver, Luke Weaver look like Luke Weaver again. He figured some things out. And the Airbender, D-Train, Devin Williams, like just to see these guys look like the Yankees again. It makes you feel better about where we're going into this All-Star break and into this trade deadline. Brian Cashman is going to cook. Now, I don't know how much they're going to let him cook. I've told you for weeks and years now, there are 29 teams versus the New York Yankees. There's a Cashman tax. Nobody is trying to just hand Brian Cashman a starter that you could depend on in October. Nobody's trying to hand him 2 high-leverage relievers. And yes, 2 minimum. They need 2 high-leverage relievers that can get outs in big spots because right now it's in the circle of trust. Tim Hill, Luke Weaver, Devin Williams, Leiter Jr.'s on the IL. Loizaga, I think I don't know what to say about Loizaga. Loizaga today, bro. Randy being Randy Arozarena is just gonna get his in Yankee Stadium. He's like that. And there were some people who were tweeting me, "Oh, Boone should have left Cam Schlittler in. He should have let him in." And like I already said, no, you protect that kid. Like that kid got to end his night striking out the MLB leader in home runs, who's got more home runs than his teammate Aaron Judge. That kid got to leave to a standing ovation in Yankee Stadium with, you know, his family and friends emotional. Like that was a movie for him. But Lowe gives up a solo shot later to the 9-hitter, Cole Young, his first career home run. And I'm just like, no. Like not good enough. And you kind of had to sweat it out, but the Yankees kept adding runs and adding runs. We'll get into it, man. 888-808-1019. Let's break it down so we can get to the calls. Keith McPherson on the Fan. We're obviously going to start Yankees. We'll get into a bunch of other things. We'll talk DJ LeMahieu. We'll talk about the youth on this team. We'll talk about the trade deadline and who you expect to be coming to this team and the needs that they have and what Cashman will be able to do. And then we'll look ahead to Marcus Stroman on the mound versus Brian Wu, and then the Cubs coming to town this weekend and all that good stuff. All right, let's take a break right here. KM to AM returns right after this. All right, Chad, I'm back. Let's see. Where was I at? Excuse me. Bless me. Thank me. Oh, man. Yeah, repping DJ. Jazz was on one. They moved Jazz because Jazz is a team player. Jazz will not make a fuss about being in the lineup and moving to third base. They shouldn't be moving him again. He's going to play second base. Dominguez, embrace the Martian. The Martian is rolling, yes. I see some of y'all talking Soto. We'll get to Soto. Bro, I feel for you, bro. When I was driving Uber, I used to hate taking a drive to New York, and then you can't pick up anybody in New York as a New Jersey driver. And depending on the time of the day, the traffic in New York is OD, where you get trapped in the city and you can't make any money. And it's like sometimes, like if you got to drive somebody out to LaGuardia or JFK or wherever, and you can't get back to Jersey, like a lot of times that would happen to me, and I'd be like, I'm done. That would happen to me, and I just go home after because it's like, what can you do? I don't know if they changed that rule, but I feel you with now the higher price tolls and congestion pricing. They should be factoring that into what you're making, and people should be tipping too. Let's see. Cashman has some spending to do. Not even like money wise, but like he's got to send some prospects somewhere. He's got to do some wheeling and dealing. What's up, bro? On the Twitch. Appreciate it. What up? Come on, yo. Come on, yo. I get the joke, but come on, yo. Jack, you on it with that? That's what I said. Listen to what he says, but listen to what he says for real. I like his composure. I like his command. I like how composed he was. Mad love. Appreciate y'all. Every night, bro. I'm not even telling y'all, like, every night we build up to 1,000 people on this stream. And I couldn't be prouder to rock with y'all. And what I hope is that one day there are, 10,000 people in here, and, the first crew of people that's in here, like you first, like 500, like you guys are early adopters. When there's 10,000 viewers, you can be like, bro, I was in here in 2025. Like, you know what I'm saying? People are taking notice. Better joke. Mark, what up, man? All right, let's get back to it now. Let's bring the callers, and I'm going to switch the audio. Yo. All right, let's talk to some people. You know the number to dial. Keith McPherson on the Fan. Let's talk to the Yankee fans that watch the games, the Yankee fans that can come up for some breathing room, come up for some air. Felt like we were drowning. It's just a better vibe tonight, man. A good debut. I like the demeanor of young Cam Schlittler. I liked his composure, his command. His stuff it plays, as Boone says. He's touching 98, 99 with his fastball, 92, 93 with his splitter or his slider. This kid comes in there tonight and it's like, yo, it could have went a bunch of different ways. And I'm just happy for him. I'm happy for the Yankees to have a kid like that to go to when you have injuries. Any given season, you're going to need like 10 different starters. And that's why I say, again, let the kids play. Let them rock. We saw Alan Winans. Okay, now let this kid get a shot. And he did well tonight, and he got the win tonight. And, you like what you see out of him. Also, with Cashman, like he just said, he's looking for infield help. He's looking like competition is necessary. Iron sharpens iron. Getting DJ up out of here, and again, respect to the Machine and the artist formerly known as the Machine and DJ and what he was, DJL MVP. But like, I think it shakes the room where people are like, yo, nobody's safe. We're coming up on the trade deadline. You could get traded out of there. So it's healthy. It was needed, instead of just what I felt like they were just going through the motions and telling these guys, you're great. This too shall pass. This happens to no, do something to change the temperature of the clubhouse and see how guys respond. They are professional athletes. They are high paid workers. Like, this is their job. Like, they're supposed to go out there and compete and play hard. And I think we've seen that. All right. Neil is in Brooklyn on the Fan first. What's up, Neil?
What's going on, Keith, my brother? Hey, Keith, you got to change one thing. You know how you play the rap music when you come back on the air?
Hip hop.
Now, let's see how good you are, Keith. Remember Stetsasonic?
No.
What? So you don't know, talking all that jazz. Jazz is hot as fish grease. You got to put that in there.
Okay, I got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know the song. I just looked it up. We can come back to that.
Yeah. Hot. And remember I told you, Keith, Toronto was going to sweep them? I didn't mean that. I'm a diehard Yankee fan just like you, Keith.
Yeah, I know you are, but you were right, Neil. You saw something that I did not want to believe. You called it 2 weeks.
I didn't want to believe it neither. The way they was playing, I didn't want to believe that neither.
They lost tonight.
Hey, yeah. The Yankees, if they sweep tomorrow, they can get the way they're playing. And boom, finally leaving the starting lineup in there. That should be. He's finally playing them back to back.
And the Cubs have lost 2 in a row. Thanks for the call, Neil. 888-808-1019. I give you props, bro, because you called 2 weeks before the series, and you're like, yo, the Blue Jays going to beat the Yankees. I didn't want to believe it. I called them frauds. Big Mac calls them frauds. They've always been. But, hey, they just had a little bit of a run. They lost tonight to the White Sox. It's baseball. It's going to happen. The Dodgers have lost 6 in a row. You just heard me say the Cubs just lost back-to-back games. And, you know, they'll come in this weekend. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. I need the Yankees to win both series. I'm not saying they got to sweep, but sweep them so I know it's real. And, yeah, you know, I like what you said about the lineup. And that's what I was kind of leaning on when I was talking about, hey, put Dominguez in the – like, leave him there. Put Dominguez in the game, play Dominguez every day, play him in left field. That's the only way he's going to get reps out there in the field and be comfortable. That's also how he's going to see more pitches, have more at-bats. His speed is a weapon. And Trent Grisham, we appreciate you, bro, but if you have a hamstring you're nursing and, you know, I just seen too many balls go over this guy's head or him like this, it's very casual. It was a great pop. It was unexpected success of what Trent Grisham was to start the year, but I don't need that the whole year. See, you know, put him on the trade block, see what you could potentially get for him. And I'm fine with Bellinger in center field. I'm also fine with trying out Dominguez in center field and put Belly in left because he's got the play of the year in left field. So, yeah, now you're starting to see, you know, this Yankees lineup. And if we can get a consistent lineup here, why not run it for a little bit? Why not, at least for this week? And, you know, like Stanton had a single. Keep him in there so he can keep going. I like what I've seen back-to-back nights. I'm not getting ahead of myself, but it's clear and obvious that they had some internal meetings. They made some decisions, and they're rolling in a different way now. James is in Manchester, New Jersey. What's up, James? You're on the fan.
What's going on, Keith? How are you?
Great. How are you?
How's it going, Keith? So I gotta ask you, have you heard of this guy, Jimmy Sensaplano in Single A?
No, I haven't. What position is he playing?
He's a pitcher. This guy's throwing bullets, 98. Why is he in Single A? You want to tell me?
How old is he?
He's 21.
Spell his last name?
CENOSLOPANO.
Yeah, I don't know this guy.
Well, let me tell you, this guy is the future of this organization. He is going to run shit in the...
Thanks for the call, James and friends. You can't curse on air, and I was getting a feeling like you were trolling. Don't waste my time. Let's go to Jonah in not Manchester. That's where they were. Jonah's in Matawan, New Jersey on the fan. What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good. Just don't have time for the shenanigans, and you know, I know it's summertime. People are having a good time, but like I'm good on that.
Yeah, we like what you have to say when I call the troll. How's your son Jack?
He's great. He's been sleeping now for at least 4 hours, but the boy is strong, the boy is healthy, and he's happy the Yankees are winning.
Okay, thank God. I just wanted to talk about DJ. You know, I know it's time for him to go and everybody's been saying it, but this isn't Josh Donaldson or Aaron Hicks who are paying money, you know, after their careers are over. DJ gave us some good years. He was a good player. He gave us MVP caliber season. And obviously we had to get rid of him, but now there should just be respect. And he was a great player. He gave us a lot of good times. And I'm hearing a lot of bad stuff about him from a lot of fans. And he's gone. It was time for him to go, but now there should just be respect. This is the guy who gave us good times. And again, Keith, you're my man. I just want to thank you for your show. I think you're amazing. You're an inspiration. Have a good night.
Hey, I appreciate the call. And again, let's clear the air. I am not dancing on his grave. I'm not celebrating him being DFA'd, his Yankee tenure ending, maybe his career ending. I'm in here wearing his jersey. I'm somebody that, like, I came up with the DJL MVP. Like I said, I had a podcast in 2019 where I was like, this is the guy we've been waiting for, needing. He was a Swiss Army knife for us in the infield. He gave us some moments. I already told you. I said I had tears in my eyes when he hit that home run Game 6 in Minute Maid Park. But that was in the past. It is 2025. It's business. It's not personal. We're moving on. Now, I understand what you're saying as far as he's not Aaron Hicks. He's not Josh Donaldson. No, he's not. But he did come over in a similar fashion, right? He wasn't a homegrown Yankee. And once it runs its course, it runs its course. And the Yankees have had a history of dying hard on guys that they've traded for, that they've signed, that they've given contracts to. And if you're a Yankee fan, you know that, where it's like, come on. Like, and that's when I went to the money. Don't tell me that you got to get a return on investment and that you got to keep running this guy out there for the sake of like saving the $22 million is not going to crush the Yankees. What is going to crush the Yankees is DJ not being able to get to routine ground balls that you're seeing Jazz get to with style and pizzazz and flair. And then Jazz being at third base with a shoulder injury and not being able to make throws. And then they cost Max Fried an inning and it's done. It's done. Stefan is in Brooklyn on the Fan next. What's up, man? You got it.
What's going on, Keith? It feels like for the first time in a few years, the Yankees stood on business and they understood, listen, it's time to get more athletic. It's time to get more into the new age. And listen, DJ was a great Yankee. I cried rewatching that home run from 2019 about 10 times today. That was a height of my fandom. That's when I thought they were going to the World Series for real. But you know, what it shows you is they understand the sense of urgency. Garrett Cole's getting older. Aaron Judge is getting older. This window is closer to being closed than open. And what it shows you is their sense of urgency is heightened. And having a guy out there that, like you said, can't get to routine ground balls, can't make the simple play. It's time. It's time to move on. They did that. And, credit Cashman in the front office for, doing what they had to do because it's time.
Well said. Thanks for the call, Stephen. Appreciate you, bro. Like, sense of urgency. That is the phrase. A heightened sense of urgency. Did the team go into the tank with DJ losing his starting spot at second base yesterday? Nope. They balled out. Did the team go into the tank hearing that DJ was DFA today? No. So that tells me that, like, you knew it. I knew it. They all knew it too. It was time. It was time. And, like, Chris Kirshner put out a timeline that I thought was interesting. He said, kind of quick timeline for DJ getting DFA'd from where we were just last week. Boone first asked in Toronto if he believed that Jazz at third base and DJ at second base was the right alignment. He said they'll have some conversations. Jazz says, everyone knows I'm a second baseman. Boone says they don't want to flip-flop Peraza and Jazz. DJ continues playing second base through the weekend, but like Peraza was in the lineup. And he was in the lineup at second base and Jazz was at third base. And we're like, yo, what are they doing? Are they just throwing this in our faces now? Okay, then he continues and says, DJ continues playing second base through the weekend. They announced DJ as a bench player yesterday. DJ got DFA'd today. Yeah, because I guess through the meetings and the conversations, they had to work some things out. They had to figure some things out. And they finally came to the conclusion that this had to be done. It's business. It's not personal. We're moving on. And I've already been able to see the lineup, the defense benefit from it. No, it's not a great day for Yankee fans that, like, bro, like Steven just said, he said he cried watching that because it brings you back. I remember being in my apartment in West New York in 2019 with my wife. We weren't married yet. I hadn't proposed yet. Or actually, I think I did propose. But, like, I remember that feeling, too. When he hit that home run, it made you feel like, yo, we're going to beat the Astros. This is happening. This guy is clutch. And there are some young Yankee fans who, like, that was one of the biggest moments. Earlier today when people were reacting, I'm trying to go back to this guy's tweet. He was like, I was 9 back in 2019. Like, that was like DJ was like one of the best players. Like, this is what I knew. So I understand that. We are not celebrating them kicking this guy to the curb. What we're celebrating is them doing the right things for the benefit of the organization, the entire franchise. 888-808-1019. John is in Mashpeth on the Fan. What's up, John? What you thinking?
Just when you thought the Yankees were down and out, here comes Killer Cam, baby.
Boom! Let's go.
That's what you got to play. You got to play some Cameron, down and out, baby.
Killer Cam.
That's about 20 years old. I'm not sure if these young kids know what that is, but I'm sure they probably heard it on some other stations. But yeah, man, dude, I like this kid a lot. I don't want to get on my high horse yet, but I think we got something special in this kid. I
I'm just gonna.
Hey, it went good today. We got the win today. He got the win today. He's got some good stuff.
We got the win. We got LeMahieu out of here. It's a good day. Let's stack our chips now. Let's try to get to the sweep tomorrow. Let's bring the Cubs in. And you know what? You know what made today even better? You know, besides LeMahieu saying bye-bye and Killer Cam doing his thing, we finally realize again and have more evidence that Juan Soto just cared about the damn money. Poor soul missed out on $100,000 on missing the All-Star game, and that's the first thing he thinks about. I really needed $100,000. Because what does a guy with $765 million don't have? $765 million and $100,000.
Thanks for the call, John. I'm gonna get to it. Alex, let's cue up the Juan Soto. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna have some fun with that one. I didn't get to it last night because I didn't think it was a big deal. It was on brand. I'm like, I like scroll past it. Then I peep game today, and it had over 2 million views, and everybody was reacting to it. And I'm like, didn't I tell y'all this guy? And we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Cam Schlittler, 5 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs. Yes, gave up 2 home runs, 1 short porcher, 7 Ks though, and striking out one of the most feared hitters in baseball right now. Twice. A spot start to take the series, get the win when the Yankees really needed it. Whole family and friends there, proud of him. Everybody seeing them. This is a 24-year-old kid. He stands 6'6", 225, and he's got the moxie about him. He's got the look about him. People are comparing him to Cole already. Hey, take it easy. You heard John tell hey, it's one day. It's one day. But it's a good day. 888-808-1019. Not as good of a day for DJ LeMahieu, but, you know, we can celebrate the win. We can celebrate Cam Schlittler, his debut. Jason Dominguez, a 3-hit night. The back of our bullpen looking good with Weaver to Williams. And then the rest of these guys in the lineup, the MVPs between Goldie and Stanton and Belly and Judge all getting hits. And Stanton, Belly, and Judge all driving in runs. And the Yankees looking like the New York Yankees again. Let's go to Rockland County. Moshe's on the fan next. Are you there?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great. Yeah, obviously, Cam Schlittler, I like his demeanor. Sorry for LeMahieu. Obviously, he was the beginning of my fandom. But I just wanted to ask you one question. I'll listen to your response about the lineup. Obviously, the big thing with the lineup the past 2 games, that, you know, Boone kept the order the exact same, pretty much the same exact result. You get, like, you know, almost double-digit runs twice. Why isn't that something that's done more often? Why does Boone, like, throw guys out randomly, going from leadoff to 6, then back to 3-hole hitter, and then why isn't it something that's more consistent?
Well, what I'll say is it's roster construction, right? They're letting Trent Grisham chill. Start there with the outfield, putting Trent Grisham in every day at center field. You take Dominguez out. Now they're deciding to let the kids play. They're prioritizing their future in Dominguez. Trent Grisham is in the future. He's not going to be here next year. He might not be here next month. So they're letting Dominguez play and lead off, and I think that is the right decision. Also, the combination of Ben Rice needing to DH or play first base or catch, Ben Rice can be a bench bat. Ben Rice can chill for a second as well. We love the guy. We got a good pop from him to start the season. But Stanton is Stanton. He is your DH. He's a high-paid DH. He's a guy that's on course to get 500 home runs. He's missed half the season. Like, he has to play. So the DH goes to Stanton. Goldschmidt, he had struggled a little bit, but he's kind of finding it again. And that gives you your best defense in the infield. Goldschmidt at first base, regardless of whether it's a right-handed pitcher on the mound or a left-handed pitcher on the mound. Like, I'd rather see more from Paul Goldschmidt in the lineup, and not so much of the analytics and the splits and the splits. Now I'm saying like the split like Cam Schlitter is in my mind. But like, you did have Gilbert and Evans, right-handed pitchers on the mound, where like they had been playing Ben Rice against right-handed pitchers, and they're saying right now it's all right, like that can chill. Austin Wells has been finding it. He homered 3 straight days in a row. That's supposed to be your starting catcher. More days than not. We don't need to see JC Escara. We don't. And Ben Rice has had some spots here, but Wells is supposed to be your catcher. If he's hitting, he's your best option behind the dish. And that is why you're seeing. And then look at the infield defense, right? Or the infield alignment. Jazz is back now at second base. DJ is gone. There is no other configuration. Peraza is playing. And Peraza will bat 9th. Volpe will bat 8th. And then the rest of the lineup shakes out the way that it does. Thanks for the call. 888-808-1019. It worked back-to-back. There's 19 runs scored. Some homers. I mean, some speed on the bag. Some small ball. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Run it back tomorrow. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Stop thinking so much. Right-handed pitcher on the mound, they might decide, okay, we need to do that. That's another thing. Scheduled rest. I don't need any scheduled rest this week. They're going into the All-Star break. They're going to have days to rest. Juan Soto doesn't need days to rest. Juan Soto needs $100K. That's a lot of money on the table. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. I'm going to have some fun with that, but let me get to these calls. Jeff is in Merrick on the Fan. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Keith. Thanks for taking my call, man. DJ LeMahieu, I mean, I'm sorry for what happened that I got DFA'd, but I had a feeling back in the winter of 2020 that 6 years was too much. I would have rather gone 4 for 90, and it would have been perfect.
Okay, let me stop you right there. That is on the Yankees. Yep. The Yankees, instead of giving him a higher AAV, they gave him an extra year. And I remember that. I forget what other offers he might have had. And I remember thinking that they weren't, like, the Yankees played hardball. They were trying to play him. They weren't trying to give him that much, but this is what they do. They add on the extra year,
right,
and then they say, whatever, we'll eat that money down the line, because by the time we get to 2026, we're going to be worth $8 billion.
Right, but I had a feeling it would come back to him, and it did, because you had somebody better, more athletic to play second base, and I'm happy with what LeMahieu did back in 19, 20, 21, even 22 until he got injured. Him and Benintendi in 22, I thought would have been great to set up for Judge.
Sure.
Instead.
Sure. Yeah. Never materialized. And then also remember, we had Gleyber Torres at second base and DJ at second base, and they thought Gleyber Torres was going to be the shortstop of the future, and DJ would be able to play second. So it goes back to roster construction, and, like, you know, if DJ was able to play third, he might have been able to hang around a little bit, but he physically wasn't able to at this point. Okay, so you got to go.
He's 37. Chief?
Yeah.
Also, another point on Volpe. With a little history.
Cashman,
he shouldn't. I understand he won the spring training battle in 23, but he should not have been told you are not getting sent down. I mean, where's the fire? Where's somebody behind you, you know, threatening your job to play well?
Yeah. I mean, thanks for the call, Jeff. I think that was because he was on a team and in a competition with 2 other guys, IKF, who had been the starting shortstop the year before. And then when he beat out IKF, you know, they started putting IKF. They had IKF in center field. I remember being mad about that. Like, this is the New York Yankees. We got IKF learn how to play the outfield. And then also Peraza. So I think what it was a vote of confidence. It was to reassure a young player, hey, you've got it, man. Go out there and kill it. And don't be looking over your shoulder. Now, obviously, where we are at this point, a long way from opening day, a long way from him taking Brett Gardner's number, a long way from all the hype of a homegrown kid, one of us from the area. Derek Jeter had a picture with him when he was 9, and we felt like there was this cosmic energy around him being the next shortstop. Like, he struggled, bro, today. And I don't mean to even do this because, like, I mean, enough with the, you know, piling on Volpe, but, like, he tried to stretch a single into a double and got thrown out. And I don't know. I feel like he's been graded on a curve when you listen to Boone speak and Cashman speak. Last night, I played Aaron Boone on Talking Yanks as he was saying he's a really good player. He's not a really good player right now. Does he have some intangibles and some skill sets and some things that he could eventually be a really good player when he puts it all together? Absolutely. But stop telling me about the Gold Glove when I've seen the kid throw the ball around the infield. Stop telling me about a 700 OPS when I said last night, let's just be honest. Let's get serious. Let's stop. Don't pee on my head and tell me it is raining about any of this anymore. So here's Brian Cashman, who, and I listen to what Brian Cashman had to say, because we were talking about this a couple nights ago, that video that surfaced from the GM meetings in Arizona 2 years ago, where Joel Sherman was asking Cash some stuff, and Cash was fired up. Cash was dropping F-bombs. Cash was going in. So here's Brian Cashman today talking about Anthony Volpe.
Yeah, I remember the viral TikTok of me and Joel Sherman discussing whether our development program produces hitters or not. So I'm a fan of Volpe. I know it's been streaky. It depends on what month you might ask. So right now I know he's had some struggles. The one thing I do tell you I admire about Anthony Volpe is his strength and fortitude. Obviously, he's a starting shortstop for the New York Yankees. Helped us get to a World Series last year, performed in the World Series last year, and he does not lack confidence. And yes, there's struggles that have happened. That's why you're asking the question, understandably so. And yet, he's like this. It doesn't stick to him. It's turn the page, and he's focused on tonight's game. And I do have belief and optimism that he obviously will impact us in a really positive way on both sides of the ball. He's our shortstop. And
that's it, folks. I don't know what else you guys want to hear. I've been saying it all week. I just saw there was an article that WFAN put out, and I've been saying it, because why do they keep running Volpe out there? Because they have no better option on the roster, and they believe in him, and they have enough data and metrics and things, and they see the person, right? You don't see the person. You don't see the work ethic. You don't see the like Cashman was talking about, how he's not shaken, how he has confidence, how he shows up to work every day and is trying to improve and trying to get better, and how he's handling it as a young guy. And what I always say about Volpe is he is one of us in the regard of he grew up a diehard Yankee fan. He wants to win just as much as you guys do. I think the All-Star break is going to be great for this young man, just to get away. I think it's going to be great for him to clear his head, but I can't imagine, man. It's a lot. I know it's a lot for me, just being a radio host in New York City, opening up my Instagram, my Twitter. I'm like, well, damn, if y'all don't like me, leave me alone. I don't envy his position, being a local kid who actually grew up to be the quote unquote Derek Jeter that we all wanted to grow up and be the shortstop of the Yankees. And now he hears you guys. He popped up after Austin Wells hit the homer yesterday. He popped out, and I'm watching on TV, and I hear a boo, and I'm like, man, like Yankee fans, we are vicious. That stadium is unforgiving. The boo birds are out, and like people don't care. Some people go there just to have a couple $18 tall boys and attack the whipping boy. And I feel for the kid, but he is our shortstop. We need to stop it already. We need to start lifting him up, backing him, and I don't know, do what they did for Trey Turner. Do what the Met fans did for Lindor and them. A round of applause, standing ovation, whatever. Like, enough already. You're beating a dead horse with the Volpe stuff. And even going back to how he won the job and they should have never. So, that is what they chose to do as an organization. And he is not stopping the organization from winning or doing what they want to do. 888-808-1019. Still taking your calls on Cam Schlittler, DJ LeMahieu, the Yankees lineup. We haven't really talked about the Yankees bullpen. We will get into some trade deadline stuff as well, as Brian Cashman spoke. Let me take another call. There is another cut that I want to play from Cashman speaking earlier today. Dave is in Rockland County on the Fan next. What's up, Dave?
Thanks for taking my call. First of all, I'm right now in PA. Second of all,
And you can hear WFAN out there, or you're on the Odyssey app?
Odyssey.
Okay.
So two things. First of all, such a pity seeing a guy like LeMahieu go. When he came, I was a huge fan of him, but unfortunately his time came short.
Yep.
And second of all, Schlittler, this guy's got stuff. Even though he gave up 2 home runs, he struck out Raleigh, or he didn't let Raleigh get home runs.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, Dave. The pace wasn't there for me. Sorry, I didn't know. I guess that's it. Yeah. When DJ LeMahieu signed, I've been talking about this all week. Y'all wanted Manny Machado, and when they signed DJ, he didn't even start opening day that year. When they signed DJ, that took you out of the running for Manny Machado. I remember people being mad as hell. DJ LeMahieu, oh, come on. He's a Coors Field product. No, he's not. And on that team with a Luke Voigt, with El Gary Sanchez, the Kraken, with Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, boomer bust, feast or famine home run hitters, you needed a DJ LeMahieu. You needed a guy like that would come up. He was a good leadoff hitter. He was automatic with runners in scoring position. That was 2019, bro. And that's why I led today talking about 2019. I was doing a podcast, my first ever Yankees podcast. And that year, I could not stop raving about how, man, they needed this guy. He was getting MVP votes, whatever. Was. That's in the past. We were using the iPhone 8. Nobody uses an iPhone 8 anymore. Like, you got to evolve. You got to move into the future. Cam Schlittler might be the future. You might have got to look into the future tonight with this kid. He has now, I think, like 9 of the 10 hardest pitches thrown all year for the Yankees. Gas. And we always talk about, like, how do all these other things, like, okay, perfect example, the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski. This kid comes out for the Milwaukee Brewers, strikes out 12 last night going against the Dodgers. The Mets just saw him. I mean, the kid comes out, he's touching 100, and people say, how come the Yankees can't find a kid like that? Wait, hold on. They have a kid like that. A 6'6" string bean that gets on the mound and can touch. They have one. What are you talking about? Develop him. Protect him in his first outing. Let Loizaga go out there and get rocked. But they had the run support tonight. They had the right vibe and energy tonight. I think you need the energy of letting the kids play. You need to let young guys come in. The older guys, the veterans need to see the light in a kid's eyes, or even the nervousness in a kid's eyes, to remember, like, yo, you get to play Major League Baseball for the New York Yankees. Go out there and compete. This is a huge thing for this. This guy's mom is showing up with a homemade poster. Go out there and win. Don't let him down. Don't let the fans down. You did enough of that in the last month. 888-808-1019. Neil is in Greenwich, Connecticut on the Fan next. What's up, Neil?
Hey, Keith. Good evening. How are you?
Great. Thanks for calling. How are you?
Hey, thanks. Hey, listen, I just want to, before I get into the Yankees, just want to say I appreciate the way you run a show. I like the fact that you take a lot of calls. I love your energy, and I love your honesty. So I think you do a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So 3 quick Yankee points. The first one is I'm over 50, so I'm not great on current culture, but I wonder if there's any kind of references to 3 J's between Judge, Jazz, and Jason. I mean, there's got to be something, because the way these guys are hitting, I mean, these guys all have 1,000 OPS. I saw that Jazz had the second highest OPS in the AL since he came back in early June after Judge. Jason's with 1,000 OPS in the last 2.5 weeks. I mean, it's just amazing when I'm watching these 3 guys. But anyway, there's got to be some play on those J's.
Somebody might make the T-shirt now. Somebody might run the 3J, JJJ, now that you mentioned it.
Yeah. So that's one point. Second point is I've been watching the Yankees since I was 7 years old, and Bellinger could play on any great Yankee team. I mean, this guy does everything. I'm so impressed by him. I love the way he feels. I love his attitude. I love his ability to not only hit, for some home runs, but really make contact and good situational at bats. I just think he's a fantastic
2-strike approach. Like I said before, he's just hitting the ball on the ground and it's finding a hole here and there. He's got a 14-game hitting streak, born to do it. Obviously, his dad, a former Yankee, he's a Pelotero, a ball player all the way. Thanks for the call and the compliment, Neil. We've got plenty of more show left. Keith McPherson on the Fan. It is about to be midnight. I'm rocking till 2 a.m. We'll do a big shot of the night when we come back, and we'll start talking about Juan Soto. We'll start talking about the rest of the league. We'll get into some other things, too, some other topics that kind of came across my desk. Anyway, dial 888-808-1019. Stay with us. You're listening to The Fan.
It's BT and Sal, middays 10 to 2 on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
I'd rather lose without him than win with him. Because the glory hound for the next however many years, if they don't win again and however many years we're walking the planet, it's always going to come back to him. The Knicks didn't win a championship until LeBron showed up. I don't want any part of that. Not interested. No thanks.
Listen to BT and Sal on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Anyone can struggle with addiction. And when you're struggling, there's no shame in getting help.
Call 844-REACH-NJ. Talk to a counselor for confidential addiction help and see if you're eligible for no-cost treatment. 844-REACH-NJ from New Jersey Human Services.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Sal Licata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us. They answered all of our questions and made incredible suggestions. House looks better than it ever has, and we can't wait to show it off to all our friends this summer. Just wow. Even my wife, who's impossible to please, she loves it. If you need some exterior painting done for your home or business, call CertaPro Painters at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's Certa with a C, or go to CertaPro.com.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents.
We'll see.
Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes.
Some
The Kia Sorento without
big
its
shot,
expansive
Jazz, and then I'll
12.3-inch
get right back to it.
panoramic
And then
display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The 2025 Kia SUV. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333 for Kia for details. Always drive safely.
Chat, we're rocking. Haven't really been in the chat. We'll get to some of the, I see some of y'all talking about Soto. We'll get there. I can't keep up with the chat, and we're kind of light tonight. We're not over 1,000 views yet. People are requesting songs. I got to put a little bit of a little sidebar for Killer Cam. Maybe I'll play that. I think we got to play actual Killer Cam though.
Good morning at 12 o'clock. I'm Marco Belletti. Yankees offense continues to break out. 2 homers, 4 RBIs for Jazz Chisholm. Jason Dominguez, 3 hits, while Aaron Judge added a 2-run double. The Bombers finished off the Mariners 9-6. Cam Schlittler with an impressive Major League debut, struck out 7 over 5 1/3 innings, a 3-run ball, picking up his first Major League victory. So the Yankees hoping they got a glimpse of their future while also saying goodbye to a part of their past. They've designated DJ LeMahieu for assignment, ends his Yankee tenure in year 7, despite still being owed $22 million through next year. Brian Cashman keeps trying to solve that major hole at third base. Mets and Orioles rained out, doubleheader set for later today. 72 degrees, raining in Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Marco Belletti.
By Paramount Plus. Stream the NFL on CBS live on Paramount Plus.
The Big Shot of the Night is brought to you by WFAN and me, Keith McPherson. Bright lights, big city in New York. You know we got a bunch of big shots. And tonight, it goes to the Prince of the City, Jazz Chisholm Jr. I mean, smooth Jazz went crazy again. Another 2-homer game. And I just think this is a guy that the Yankees should keep for a while. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just talk about Jazz going back to second base, elite defender at second base. You're seeing the double plays. You're seeing just he's in his true position. You're just seeing where this kid is supposed to be in that infield. And tonight he ends up with 2 homers off his 2 hits, 4 ribbies, 2 runs. And like I said, in this lineup, you know, back-to-back days, he's batting 5th in this lineup, middle of this lineup. Like, he is a catalyst, man. He's a game changer. His speed on the base paths, his power. For such a small guy, like, he's 184 pounds. I bet he's probably not even that. He's got power in that swing, and like, it's made for Yankee Stadium, and he just gets it, man. He gets the swag, the moxie, the energy, all of that type of stuff, the aura. His home run trot is the best in the league. Underdog MLB writes, Jazz Chisholm Jr. since returning from the IL, he's got a .312 batting average, 9 homers, 24 ribbies, 4 stolen bases. Jazz Chisholm's OPS on the season is now up to 880 following his 2nd homer of the night. Fireside Yankees put that out. Like, people are just marveling at his numbers since he came back. If you haven't watched the Yankees YouTube channel where they go to like a day in the life of Jazz, they go to his apartment and they, like, you really get to, like, you know, see how he vibes, see how he lives. The guy's a fashionista. He's a swag champ, and we're lucky to have him on this team. And he's transparent. He's honest, man. Like, I think honestly, him talking about everybody knows I'm a second baseman, like him talking about, oh yeah, you know, Aaron Boone told us we're the best team in the league. Like, he is giving you the real. And when that stuff hits the media, I think the Yankees are forced to kind of do some things and make some moves, and they did. And we're reaping the benefits of it. Second night, back at second, he hit his 2nd homer, and it's like, this is it. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we want to see. 888-808-1019. What I don't want to see is him in the home run derby. Now, he would be great in it. I'm sure he would be great in it. But Gary Phillips wrote, Jazz Chisholm Jr. says he's open to participating in the home run derby. He even knows who his pitcher would be. The Yankees' second baseman is just waiting on a call from MLB, which still has some spots to fill for the derby. I think O'Neal Cruz was the last guy to join. Byron Buxton, Ronald Acuna Jr., Cal Raleigh. Let me see. I can pull them up. I remember looking at it the other day. They still need, I think, like 3 other guys.
Ronald Acuna Jr., Cal Raleigh, James Wood. I think he's going to be great. Byron Buxton, O'Neal Cruz. And I just don't want Jazz in it because he's got a shoulder injury. Even though he says the shoulder injury affects him throwing, not hitting, we just don't need it, man. We don't need it. But if he's in it, I know he's going to compete to try and win it. But I just talked about he's a small frame, small body type of dude. Those guys never really fare well in this. It's always the big body dudes that could just swing all day that win it. I don't know. Now that it's out there, I feel like Jazz is going to get asked to do it and he's going to do it. But I just hope that doesn't mess up his swing. It's not for nothing. There are some weeks and episodes where Jazz kind of is swinging out of his shoes and striking out and doesn't have the right approach. And, he doesn't have the plate discipline. So I have seen that throw so many guys off. I don't want that to happen. Other news coming out of the All-Star game, MLB is going to use the ABS challenge system next week. So you're going to get to see in real time. I remember seeing it in Seattle in real time during the Futures game, but now you're going to see the stars of Major League Baseball in real time use it like they did in spring. And I think everybody's going to see it and everybody's going to love it. And they need to expedite it because these umpires are terrible and it's standard. What else from the All-Star game that I have in my notes? Speaking of Ronald Acuna Jr., Ronald Acuna Jr. hasn't been scratched yet. He was scratched from the lineup yesterday. And somebody else is now out. Jose Ramirez, who somebody calls WFAN every day and suggests that the Yankees trade for Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez elected to not participate in the 2025 All-Star game to focus on recovery and participation or preparation for the second half. So I think he's nursing something and he's not going to be in. So Isaac Paredes gets to take his spot. Ronald Acuna Jr.'s spot, if he ends up coming out, which I don't think he is. It's his home ballpark. He's in the Derby. But I was saying, hey, if Acuna drops, then maybe, just maybe, there's a spot for Juan Soto. We'll get to the Juan Soto comments after last night's game, and I'll give you my reaction and thoughts. And nobody take it serious. There's a bunch of weirdos on Twitter. As soon as I pop my head out to say something about it, as soon as I even quote tweeted it, I just had a string of muted accounts like, don't, like the Yankee fan is not allowed to speak on Juan Soto at all. You're bugging out. Of course we can. We can speak on any players, especially a player that played for our team last year, especially a player on a crosstown team like the Mets, and a player that we told y'all he's about himself. I told y'all for the last few weeks, he's player of the month in June. Yeah, they should have put that in the contract. Scott Boras and David Stern should have cooked up a $10,000 bonus for Juan Soto every player of the month that he gets. But what did I tell you? Yeah, he's going to turn it up in June because he's trying to make a push to the All-Star game. And I wasn't even thinking about a bonus. We'll get to it. 888-808-1009. I got so many calls. I want to get through the calls. And I do want Rami's coming in now. Shout out to Alex. They're switching. I want Rami to cue it up. We'll play it, and then I'll give you my full reaction and response. We'll have a little bit of fun with money bags, the money machine that is the cyborg robot that's programmed to do one thing: hit baseballs and make money. Bruce is in Flushing on the Fan. What's up, Bruce?
Hey, a few points if I can. Point number one. For the second day in a row, Everson Pereira and Brian De La Cruz
were scratched, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was watching the game this afternoon. It was on Yes.
And Spencer Jones homered.
Yeah. Spencer Jones hitting 390 at the moment.
Yeah, go on. Go on.
So my first point is, where the smoke, there's fire. You don't scratch two players 2 days in a row unless something is going on. Do you have any idea what the heck is going on?
Yeah, I think they're keeping those guys in bubble wrap. I think they are keeping those guys in witness protection, safekeeping, because they're going to be in a deal. Whether they're in a deal for some arms, a starting pitcher, a reliever, or a third baseman, like those are guys that you can move. Brian De La Cruz is like a quadruple A player, and Everson Pereira is a young player that I think somebody's going to want. These are two outfielders that they can put in a package deal to get some help.
That's what I figured also, but you haven't heard anything per se.
No, and people are speculating right now on Twitter. I don't ever want to bring anything from Twitter, but I know Cashman is working. Like I said today, shout out to Latino Sports.
Shout out to Hector. I heard Hector ask Aaron Boone a question. Shout out to Joel, Ray Negron. We honored Ray Negron today at the Bronx Market for the Latino Sports Convention. And something that was specifically said there was that, Brian Cashman couldn't make it, but he sent a message to read to the group. And the reason he couldn't make it was they said he had 3 different meetings all around the trade deadline. Cashman is working. He's cooking up something. He's working on something. And if you're seeing these 2 guys be scratched back-to-back days, it's probably because it's like, hey, don't let them go out there and pull a hammy. Don't let them go out there and get hit by a pitch. Like, they could be packaged up later this week in a deal.
All right, second point. The media is making this out to be a Brian Cashman move of DFAing LeMahieu. This is not a Brian Cashman move. This is a Hal Steinbrenner move.
Because it's money. Yeah, go on.
He has to okay the money. And I think, because people were speculating, well, Hal would never do this. Well, Hal did it.
Right.
And I think the reason why he did it was just Hal. Hal has been different the last 2 years. You saw it with Soto. You saw it with after Soto, with signing Fried and Bellinger. I would not be surprised because he reads the papers. He hears the fans on radio, on FAN. That's how he got fed up and said, I got to do this. And I would not be surprised if he goes across the second apron in making deals.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Thanks for the call, Bruce. Like I told y'all when they had the owners meetings and when they were in pursuit of Juan Soto, Hal said there's no player we can't sign. He said we have more financial flexibility than ever. He was telling you like money ain't a thing. And the Ferrari and Jaguar switch of both. Money ain't a thing. Probably will get performed at the All-Star game. They did put that out. You guys know Jermaine Dupri, JD. So the All-Star game pregame performances were revealed. 2 Atlanta hip-hop icons, Ludacris and Jermaine Dupri, who are also in the promo video. So they're probably going to do Welcome to Atlanta where the players play. But Jermaine Dupri should do Money Ain't a Thing. Also, Kane Brown and Zach Brown, Kane Brown and the Zach Brown Band and Lauren Spencer Smith are going to perform as well. So there's some more info on the All-Star game. I'm not going unless somebody comes in next week and they're like, hey, we want to send you. I was going to go on my own dime if the homies were all going. My boy Mike from Chicago, not going. And I don't know. I've gotten to the point now, like even I didn't even go to the games the last two nights. One, I told y'all last night I had the crick in my neck. I got it to go away today, but I gave away my tickets last night. And I don't know. I'm just getting to this point. My son is at an age where like he's not a baby anymore and he can speak well. And like, I like being there for dinner time, bath time, story time, bedtime. And I'm looking back on the last 2 years and how quickly like my son has grown up. And for the parents out there that tell people, hey, it goes fast and it's cliche, you're 100% right. And you can't even really put it into words how quickly it goes. And for the people that haven't had children yet and one day do, that like slow those first couple years down because it is crazy how like you're going through your everyday life and weeks and work and you feel the same, but you're a child. Like my baby is not a baby anymore. Like I have a little kid. I have a little boy that like can talk to me, that like has preference towards data. Like, so like I'm not going to as many games and I'm not going to leave him and go to Atlanta. And, I'd rather be home and be my son's dad. I'm somebody's whole dad. Like, and that is priority number one.
Unless someone offers to take you to Atlanta.
Unless like in 2023, when my son was like, but like even back like in 2023, my son was like months old and like he couldn't talk to me yet. And the Players Alliance flew me out. And there's no way. And they came in like a day before. I think it was like they came in on like the Saturday before I had to go. And they were just like, yeah, book your flight. Tell us where you're flying out or whatever. We'll take care of it. And I was like, all right. But yeah, if somebody swoops in, which you never know, who might be listening, there might be a sponsor. There might be like the Players Alliance works directly with Major League Baseball. And I mean, shout out to them. That was awesome. Like they put me up in the hotel that everybody in MLB was at. There was a bunch of events. I'm not expecting that. But if it happens, yeah, I remember even then I was like, I don't want to leave my wife. My wife was like, no, go. I mean, because like all the stuff I'm doing, like, why am I up every night doing the night shift? Why am I live streaming right now? Why am I going to the Latino sports event? Why am I doing my social media content? Why am I doing everything that I'm doing? I'm doing it so that my son can live a better life. I'm doing it so I could take care of my family. Sidebar, back to the Yankees talk, back to what you guys want to talk about, the trade deadline, DJ LeMahieu, Cam Schlittler, Spencer Jones. Spencer Jones, Yankee source wrote today that he's got 21 home runs in 59 games. He hit 17 last year in 124 games. He's balling right now. And like, not for nothing, I think he's available for a trade depending on who it is. I wouldn't trade him for a rental because you could see an outfield in the near future. I mean, Belly's going to be here most likely, but like still you need a fourth outfielder. You could see Spencer Jones, Jason Dominguez, Judge in the outfield, Belly in the mix there. You could even see like Belly does play first base. Goldie's on a 1-year deal. They're not bringing Goldie back next year. They're not going to sign a 38-year-old player for another 1 year. They're just going to say, hey, thanks for the year, man.
That's how I would do it. I would keep, if you want to keep Goldschmidt going forward, make him your first baseman, and then you have an outfielder.
No, Belly, you're saying. Belly going
Bellinger,
forward,
yes. And then you make him your first baseman, then you hopefully have an outfield of Dominguez, Jones, and Judge. The question is if Jones is good enough defensively to make up for an aging Judge, which he will be in the next couple of years, and Dominguez, who, as we know, is not great defensively.
Yeah, I think he is a good defender. I think Jones, because Jones is like, I haven't heard anything negative about Spencer Jones. Like, as far as Dominguez, we heard about him struggling in left field. We've seen those struggles, but I haven't heard anything. Like, I've seen Spencer Jones in left field and center field, and I don't know if they trade him. They did ask Cashman today. We'll find that audio about who's untouchable and who's not untouchable. And he's like, yeah, some more than others. But yeah, Spencer Jones is balling right now. And they have him. Let me look at his box score. Where is Spencer Jones? They have him in center field. So they could keep Dominguez in left, put Spencer Jones in center field, Judge in right. Might be doing something. Now I'm on it. Let me pull up his game logs or like where he's at in his like in his year. 21 homers, 63 hits, 41 ribbies, 14 stolen bases. He's hitting 294. His OPS is over 1,000, 1045. This kid has really started to come along here now that he's been elevated to Scranton. And it's not like he's struggling at this level. He's excelling at this level. So, man, these are good things. These are all good things. Brian De La Cruz and Everson Pereira, 2 outfielders being scratched. Like, those are guys that can be packaged up. Cashman is working. Cashman is cooking.
He's played the majority of his games in center field.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing him in spring training in left, but I think they're going to keep Dominguez working in left field. And if they don't move on from Spencer Jones, you can expect him to be in center field. Even though I'm still like, yo, can I see Dominguez in center field? Because that was his position. And maybe, like, we saw him in center field in 2023 when he came up at the end of the year. I remember going to those games and being like, yo, he looks comfortable. He looks like he's ready to play center field. I don't know. Whatever. Good problems to have. 888-808-1019. Let's go to Ivan. He's on the George Washington Bridge. What's up, man? You're on the fan.
What's up, KSAM? How are you, brother?
Good. Hanging in there. Thanks for calling.
So I went to the game tonight, and holy Schlittler. It was good. Yeah, that's going to be the slogan for him. Holy Schlitt. So what I wanted to say is, though, like on my Christmas list is Paul Skeens. Like, is he movable? And possibly or Eugenio Suarez for third base.
I just think if they move Paul Skeens, they got to move the ballpark because the fans are showing up there mad as hell. And the package you gotta give them to get Paul Skeens is not just.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like 8 players.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe even sounds crazy, but maybe get rid of Dominguez at his little peak and high sell point right now.
I'm not doing
crazy,
that.
but we got
I know it. I
Judge
mean,
on
you
the
got to
back
give
end.
to get. So I like where your head is at. Like, if we really want to get the starting pitcher that we're going to need and the bullpen help and the third baseman, like, that's the type of stuff that the Yankees specifically have to dangle out there because the price is higher for Brian Cashman. But nah, right now I'm liking what I'm seeing. Dominguez is looking like the prototypical leadoff hitter. He's so fast. He's got a good eye. He can work walks. He can slap a single through. Like, wait till the power comes back. We saw the power over the weekend in Flushing. Like, I don't know if I'm moving on from that kid because he's gonna be an all-star. Like, this kid is gonna play in Major League Baseball if it's not for the Yankees, and we're gonna be looking like, damn, that was our guy. Like, I don't know if they're moving on from him.
So what do you think about Spencer Jones? Do you think we could throw him in with the deal and another player?
Yeah, no, I think Spencer Jones, because like you have Bellinger, and they might look at Spencer Jones right now because he is performing well at AAA, not at the major league level, and try and dangle him out there and see what they could get. I think Spencer Jones is more likely to be moved than Dominguez because Dominguez is a part of the team. Yeah. You move Dominguez, then you're keeping Trent Grisham. I've been saying, yo, see what you can get for Trent Grisham. He's not going to
get rid of Trent too. Yeah,
Trent Grisham's not going to be back next year. Somebody's going to pay him. Somebody's going to give him money off of what he did this year. And when we want to talk about Dominguez's value being higher than ever, right now Trent Grisham's value is higher than it's ever been.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe we could package Trent. I know Jason is a little bit of a stretch, but only for schemes. Nobody else. Like Eugenio Suarez, I wouldn't give away Jason or Spencer for him. But and the one knock on Spencer Jones, he can't hit a breaking ball. Just to let you know, because you did say you didn't hear anything bad from him. He's having trouble with a curveball.
No, I didn't hear anything bad about his fielding, but the whole knock on him was his K rate, that he struck out so much and that he would chase the breaking. Yeah, but clearly.
Yeah, he can't hit the breaking ball. Yeah.
Right, clearly he's fixed something. He's dialed in now, and they're looking at him like Judge. Like they want to. I really do think they want him to be a left-handed Judge, and they do want to get him up here so he can follow in like Judge's footsteps.
Yeah. I really like how they got his bat for sale at the stadium. Spencer Jones, kid's not even on the team yet. He's gonna be somebody.
Yeah,
we do need to hold on to him, but. As far as the Volpe thing goes, too, everybody hating on him. Like the kid's young, he's got a lot of work to do, but he's like a lunch pail kid. Like he goes to work, but he's just got to get faster. He's got to get stronger. And evident tonight when he hit that double off the wall, he didn't break out of the box.
Yeah, I was
watching it.
I know.
Small things.
Yeah, I know. And I feel like it's all a part of him just being in a little bit of a bad one. Like, if you're going to go for it, know you're going to get it. You're in your home ballpark. And like you said, bust it out of the box. If that's what you're going to do, I don't know. You got to be all the way dialed in.
Yeah, it looked like it was going out, and he was probably thinking the same shit. But, I mean,
Thanks for the call, Ivan. 888-808-1019. Again, reminder, folks. I mean, I know we talk sometimes like it's just you and I, but there are children listening. This is a kids program, even late at night. I'm telling you, I got youngsters rocking with me. It's the summertime. I got 12-year-old kids listening until they fall asleep. And we got to clean it up. You started off with the Schlittler, and when you play around with holy Schlitt, by the end of the call, you're going to say the actual S word. 888-808-1019, talking Yankees trade deadline. Let's go to Gary and Waterbury on the fan next.
Make sure the Cavalier. I smash teeth after your beef. No relief. I'll step on stage.
The girls scream like I'm Keith.
Yeah. And
There it is.
Foo Philly and Foo Soto. That's always number one.
Yeah, we're going to get to Soto.
The number one we need at the deadline, it's third base and bullpen. I'm not telling you nothing, but I'm willing to deal Jones.
So am I.
I'm definitely willing to deal. And check out this lineup. The lineup that they need to have going forward. Dominguez, Bellinger, Judge, Stanton, Chisholm, Goldschmidt, Wells, whoever's at third, and then Volpe.
You need Volpe batting ninth. Well, that will happen when you get your third baseman. Right now, Peraza is the worst hitter, not just on the Yankees, but he's one of the worst hitters in the American League. Like, so you have to bat him ninth.
No. I would rather have Volpe ninth. At least that leads it up. But they're going to get a third baseman.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do it.
And if not, you're going to see Nicky Lopez or Jaime Candelario, and they asked them about them today. They said they're depth right now, but they're depth with major league experience. Peraza, it's not long for Peraza.
And we're going to have to deal Jones. He's going to have to go.
Sure, it is what it is. I like the idea of him coming up and being a center fielder, but like if you can get a starter, if you can get something of value for trading Spencer Jones, now's the time to do it. And I'm sure Brian Cashman has heard enough about the prospect hugging. He'll send him and be like, "What say you now about me hugging prospects?"
His value's never been higher, and Chisholm is proving his worth. Chisholm is a great time.
Yeah, he's like that, bro. He just fits the city and the team, and like he's a great addition. And I tip my cap to Cashman going to get him at the deadline. People wanted to talk about him being a clubhouse cancer. He's not a clubhouse cancer. Those guys love him.
No,
you can tell Judge rocks with him like
dog.
Yeah,
he is such a dog that I'm so impressed. And I love you too, Keith. Thanks for taking a call.
Appreciate it, Gary. You're the man. 888-808-1019. Let's hear about the untouchables. So Brian Cashman, in his earlier press conference was asked about who's untouchable and who's not. Run that.
Separately, do you feel like you have any prospects that are untouchable, as they would say, going into this trade deadline? Players that you bank on?
Some less touchable than others.
Hey, yo.
That you're gonna have to just
Jorge and DJ.
What you mean?
Or some more touchable than others. Oh, sorry. However it works.
So, you got to know, Cashman knows everybody's paying attention. The games are being played now as far as this trade deadline. He is talking to other GMs and teams, and he knows that this is New York and New York media, and everybody's got Twitter, everybody's got Instagram, everybody's going to see exactly what he says about. Like he's not about to tell you George Lombard Jr., but meanwhile, they got George Lombard Jr. on a whole press tour. They got George Lombard Jr. like, shout out to Jonathan in Los Angeles, shout out to Bash. They were at the stadium and ran into George Lombard Jr. in Monument Park. George Lombard Jr. was on the K show today. George Lombard Jr., ESPN is doing a 50 states in 50 days, and they're going out to the Somerset Patriots, I think this Saturday. And George Lombard Jr. is the top prospect, so he's getting a lot of media run. I'd be surprised, really surprised, especially with y'all whipping on Anthony Volpe and the Yankees not having a third baseman. I'd be really surprised if this young 20-year-old kid who projects to be a shortstop or third baseman gets traded this year when he could be up here as soon as late next year at 21. Straight up.
Forget about trading him because of the fans being on Volpe. Don't you want to have something underneath Volpe if anything's going to get him going? Push him like, hey, this is your last
When they drafted him, matter of fact, when they drafted him, I think was when I was in Seattle. And we heard that Volpe reached out, got his number, and welcomed him to the Yankees. I got to meet the kid at Somerset. Shout out to the Somerset Patriots as well. A few weeks from this Saturday, this is the 12th, so 3 weeks from the 12th, August 2nd, I will be on field hosting with Willie Randolph for the Black Yankees night. It's a tribute to the Negro Leagues, and I can't thank the Somerset Patriots enough. They brought me out to throw the first pitch, and they're just a first-class organization. Everything was amazing. The food was amazing. The people were amazing. Their social media was amazing. And then, they have me coming back to MC and be on the field for this Negro Leagues night. I cannot wait. They already hooked me up with the Black Yankees hat and then a McPherson Black Yankees jersey. And even when I was there, I'm the type, I love this type of stuff. So I show up, I throw out the first pitch, but I'm like, whatever else you need me to do, I'm down for. So Spencer Jones was down there. I got to call an inning as far as not calling any on the broadcast, but I got to be like the announcer. So Spencer Jones was DHing that night. So I got to be like, now batting the DH, number 34, Spencer Jones. And like that inning, I don't know if it was just some magic or just a different energy on the mic, patting myself on the back. They started scoring runs. They started hitting it. People were like, when I came out, they're like, yo, good job. You got them going. So I did that. I did the dizzy bat on the field. Mad fun. If you've ever been out there to the Somerset Patriots, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, and you do want to see some minor league baseball, TD Ballpark out there in Somerset, super nice. Everybody's mad chill. You have top prospects out there. Luis Heel, I think, is about to start his rehab out there this weekend while ESPN is out there. So I will always plug the Somerset Patriots. And if you guys are thinking for, the month of August, you want to try and go out there that first weekend, August 2nd, I'll be out there with Willie Randolph and some guys that played in the Negro League, some old timers. And we're going to have some fun. That's going to be a good night, a good Saturday night game. And I think there was fireworks too. But when I was out there last time, I got to hit up Joel. We had fireworks. I was watching fireworks right next to Spencer Jones and his girl. Like it's super chill out there. Like I don't know. It's awesome. I loved it, and I'll be back. 888-808-1019. Let's take a break here. I think we should. It's a little bit after 12:30. When we come back, we have more calls on the Yankees, Dominguez, but I think I'm going to lean into Juan Soto. I know y'all want to hear me talk about Juan Soto because I just went back to my Twitter. I'm like, somehow me saying, I told y'all this is a cyborg robot money machine, haha, on brand. Let's have some fun with this on air later. That got 14,000 views, 106 likes, 35 replies. So you'll hear my full thoughts and take on Juan Soto when he was asked about not being in the All-Star game. This is Keith McPherson on The Fan. We call this KM to AM. We'll be right back.
You're juggling work, life, and receivers who can't catch a cold. We get it. And we got you. New York sports. No filter. The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
With over 90 years of combined legal experience representing the law enforcement community, Decolator Cohen and DeCrisco, LLP, continues to strive to educate police officers.
I'll stay here to interact with the chat. I got to do better with that. You feel me? I got to do better with like breaking the wall down and talking to y'all. An hour ago, this is where we were in the chat an hour ago. Like, Jazz Chisholm is raking right now. Keep it gully callers. Ross might be in here. Actually, I need to go to YouTube right now for the rejoin. 20 ain't a thing. Clean. Oh!
We've made and installed millions of quality kitchens, and now you can find us at the Home Depot.
Okay, let's see. Picking up the pace. And I need to talk to Rami. Yeah, we do know, and that's why it isn't held in as high of regard as it should be with DJ because we lost. Every player has an expiration date. Facts. Also facts.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. CRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the
But yeah, bro, there's this kid that was like, yo, I was 9 when we signed DJ. Like, that's like he said it was like peak fandom for him really getting into the Yankees. Cam Schlittler, for sure. Yeah, we saw him in spring training. He's from New Hampshire, and he kind of rose up pretty quickly. Well, he's from Massachusetts, which New Hampshire's right over there. But you know, he went from A to double A to triple A very fast. Let's see. He started this season. We saw him in spring training. He started double A, and then he got promoted to triple A pretty quick. And then with Clark getting hurt, here he is in the majors. So, yo, check your email. I sent a song for the rejoin, and then we'll queue up Juan Soto's comments just so I can hit that. Well, yeah, we'll give it time, and I'll lean into it, and I'll be like, all right, now let's go back to 2 nights ago and play Juan Soto's comments. Yeah, we'll have plenty of time. I'll bring us back, yo, whatever, blah 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 blah, and then I'm like, okay, you know, now Juan Soto's. What's up, Keith? Huge W today. Glad we DFA DJ. Now it's time for Cashman to get us correct. Yeah, I got to go to Gallagher's one day just to see what it's like. And like, not for nothing, yo, I should be able to walk in there free. And like, I don't talk about it, bro. Actually, I used to talk about it. Like, I worked in the strip club. The first strip club I ever went to, I was 16. Nah, I was a DJ in the strip club for years, underage. And like, I'm a strip club connoisseur, but I don't go now because I'm married with a kid.
Now money ain't a thing. Bubble hard in the double law, flashing the rims with the window crack. Holla back, money ain't a thing. Jigga, I don't like it if it don't gleam. In the hell with the price, but the money ain't a thing. Put it down hard for my dogs that's locked in the thing. When you hit the bricks, new whips, money ain't a thing. Come on,
y'all want to floss with us? Money ain't a thing. Money ain't a thing. Oh, JD. Yeah, they probably won't perform that. Well, Jay-Z's not going to be anywhere near the All-Star game, I wouldn't assume. But JD's not going to perform that at the All-Star game. But Money Ain't a Thing is a good way to segue into the highest paid player in the league. Yes, the moment you've all been waiting for. My comments on Juan Soto. And it's funny, people get so irritated with me talking about Juan Soto. Let's hear last night's question. I think it was Laura Albanese. Shout out to Laura and SNY for putting this out there. Juan Soto was asked if he'd like to have made the All-Star team. Let's hear it.
Would you have liked to make the All-Star team?
What do you think?
I don't know. Some people want to take vacation.
I mean, I think it's a lot of money on the table if I make it.
Juan, my boy, Juan. The same way I told you early in the season, like, you got to learn this New York media thing. Like, when they asked you about how pitchers were approaching you differently and you talked about Judge, and it's like, nah. You got to learn to lie. You got to learn to do what Jeter does, or what Jeter did and what now Judge does. Like, Judge takes a beat. When they ask him something, Judge goes, and then he answers. But like Juan Soto, he's not diplomatic. He's got diplomatic immunity. My God, he's the best, Juan Soto. He didn't say anything about, like, he could have been like, what do you think? Yeah, of course. We know you're a me guy. We know you've been to multiple All-Star games. You want to go. But like, he should have said something about representing the Mets for the first time as an All-Star. That's how you win, Juan.
Yeah, because that $120,000 though is really going to make a dent for him.
Oh, well, Rami got to it before I could get to it, right? Tongue in cheek or not, joking or not,
being the richest player in the history of the game, the richest athlete, the largest contract, whatever, and mentioning, oh, there's a lot of money on the table. Yeah, it's a lot of money on the table for us little folks, for us people that like $100,000. Like that's a salary. That's actually a decent salary. $100,000. Like to make $100,000 in a year, Juan, you can make that by being an all-star. Like that's no joking matter. Like to even mention the money though, it just shows how disconnected you are from reality. And it shows us again, which we already knew. That's why I said on brand. It wasn't about family. And I heard Morash talking about it today. And it brought me back to the press conference because I watched that press conference. I thought they were about to play "We Are Family." Family was the key word, the buzzword that Scott Boras gave to Juan Soto so that he would not say money. It's family, Juan. Juan, talk about your family. It was a family decision. The Mets made this a family culture and vibe where your family felt, well, do not say anything about. We know you were always going to the highest bidder in the money. And what it is there's some butthurt Met fans that still can't just accept it. You are now what you always hated. You are now what you always pointed at the Yankees and said, they buy all their championships. They got all the good players. They get all the good players before us because they've got all the money. Just accept that you have the richest owner in the sport. Just accept that you got Juan Soto. It was a match made in baseball heaven because Juan Soto was always going to the highest bidder and Steve Cohen was always going to be that highest bidder. 888-808-1019. He just told you again. It's not about winning with the Mets. It's not about building a dynasty with the Mets. It's not about what the Mets ballpark or the fans were like. It was always about who's the highest bidder, bro. And then some people are going to lobby and say, well, Keith, the Toronto Blue Jays supposedly offered him more, like he said in that podcast. He wasn't going to go to Canada. There's one guy that took the money in Canada. He was born in Canada, Vladdy. He wasn't going to go to Beantown. He was staying in New York. It was between the two franchises. And it wasn't a difference of $5 million. Y'all are going to keep that going forever. His whole family is in a suite where y'all want to make a big fuss about Michael Volpe, Anthony Volpe's dad, defending his son and his family name, being out in the wild in the regular seats with the regular people. That never's going to happen with Juan Soto's fam. They have their own suite for a decade and a half. And this guy had the audacity to say, he has a lot of money on the table if I would have made it. I'm glad you didn't make it. I'm glad you won't get that $100,000. Have Scott Boras and David Stearns write up $10,000 for every player of the month that you get. Too little, too late, homie. Should have figured it out in April and May. Should have figured it out when the voting started. Couldn't make the late push, but maybe if Ronald Acuna gets scrapped or gets scratched, and they'll put Juan Soto in. But I'm like, this dude does not get it. It might take a while. He's young. It might take it wasn't a well-placed joke. So if we go, he was kidding, he was joking, he was tongue-in-cheek. No, there's nothing to joke about. There's nothing to joke about, bro. This guy wants as much of Steve Cohen's money as he can get, and he's gonna get it. He's going to opt out, and they're going to have to tick. They're going to have to tick that money up, the AAV up. He is here to make as much money as he can. It ain't about the Mets. It ain't about the Mets fans. It ain't about the culture and the family vibe and creating a dynasty and winning. Bro, please. It was always about, hey, I have this God-given ability and this talent, and I've worked to be this baseball player that is generational and a hitter, and I'm getting the most money. And I'm thinking about every dollar. $100K to Juan Soto, it's not even like $100 to you and I. As I see people that were like, Keith, if you can make a bonus at your job, I mean, I wish, there's no built-in bonuses for performance here. I can rock great shows. I can rock 500 5-hour KM to AMs. I don't get paid more for that. I wish. And I don't fault the guy for being about his money. I don't fault the guy for being a me guy. What I fault is the Met fan that likes to tell us he loves being a Met. He chose the Mets over the Yankees. He chose the money. 888-808-1019. Mario's in Long Beach on the Fan next. What's up, Mario?
Hey, what's going on, Keith? Good, great show as always.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, my pleasure. So it's very interesting with Soto. Everything you said is true, And if Yeah, it makes me laugh because, like, in his interviews, I remember right after the World Series was over, I wasn't going to go anywhere else, but now you said Soto, you put him on my mind, you know? And actually, they were a better team without him. You know, and people say you say that because he's gone. No, if you really step back, the problem with this is that I'm going to get into a real thing about where I think that the Yankees should go. The problem is if they have him, he plays right field. That moves Judge to center, and say they have Dominguez in right. That could be, now, first of all, that could be the worst fielding outfield in all of baseball. Those three in those positions. Because Judge is only decent in center because he's 6'7" and 280. What do you expect him to do? He'll catch the ball. He's a good
also,
fielder.
Mario,
Right. Yeah.
We need a team. We need these guys to be bought in for the team and being Yankees and winning. And the me guy stuff only gets you so far. Like, you're right about the defense. Soto's a great hitter, but now we have multiple hitters. They made a pivot with that money. I'm telling you, and I've been saying this from the jump, Brian Cashman never wanted to tie up that much money into one player because he would never outlive that contract. He would retire and go out with that. And Juan Soto, when we talk about defense, he's got maybe another 4 to 5 years of a max of being out there in right field. And if David Stearns is still the president of baseball operations, he's going to be a DH sooner than that because David Stearns prioritizes defense.
Exactly, you know? And that's one of the reasons why I think, you know, a caller said this earlier. I know it sounds a little crazy, but if you really think about it, and you even said that yourself, in order to give something and get something, if you can get something really, really good, I would not take Dominguez over the table because Cody Bellinger is really, really good. And I didn't realize he's only 29. I mean, he is an all-star fielder, and his hitting is very good. So, I mean,
his dad was a Yankee. He knows what it means to be a Yankee. He wanted to be here. I think he's going to be around for a bit. I think Jazz, too. I think they want to play with Judge. They want to play in this ballpark. They want to be a part of this Yankee universe.
And Keith, hear me out on this. If you move, Judge is back in right field. He's an all-star in right field, right? And then you have Grisham in center, and you have Bellinger in left. That's one of the best fielding outfielders in baseball now. And you go from one of the worst to one of the best.
Defense has to be a priority because that was the thing that you were mocked and laughed at in the offseason, and that was the whole thing here, right? That's why I was so mad about the DJ thing. I know DJ was coming along a little bit at the plate, but, like, we're doing the thing that we were supposed to not do. We were compromising the defense for what? So DJ LeMahieu, and they're done. And look at what you're getting now. Jazz and Volpe up the middle, and then even Peraza, who, like, the other night, Peraza cut in front of Volpe, and I'm like, they're doing the right things. They're doing the right things.
Exactly. And Dominguez, don't hand me this nonsense that they say, let Dominguez play center. He can't field. If the ball's over his head, he doesn't know what he's doing. I saw it a few times already. I played ball. It doesn't matter where you're playing. If the ball's hit over your head, if you're a good fielder, you know how to go back on the ball. He can't do it. Soto can't do it. You put them both in the same outfield, you're going to lose in the big games because you can't field the ball. Thanks for taking my call. I'll listen to your response, buddy.
Thanks for the call, Mario. Yeah, and it never materialized. We never saw it. We didn't even see it last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were so stuck on Verdugo last year. And there was this whole narrative that popped up these last couple of weeks, too, about Verdugo is out of baseball. Profar comes back. They DFA him in Atlanta. And Verdugo was a guy that I literally heard Judge say, like, yeah, you know, I was watching that guy over there in Boston. Like, yeah, we got to get that guy over here. For what? I don't know. Whatever. Same thing with Rizzo. Like, Rizzo, Verdugo, and DJ are three guys that I think they had a little bit longer leash because of their relationship with the captain. That's done now. 888-808-1019. And yeah, like, yo, you guys can say whatever you want about, like, oh, Yankee fans are butthurt, or like, nah, you guys are the ones that are acting hella weird. We're just going to keep getting more reminders. We're just going to keep getting more things. Juan Soto, that was not a well-placed joke, homie. You bringing up $100,000 is so tone deaf and out of touch for us, you know, common folk. We're like, what? You have the largest contract. You make $100,000. Like, I talked about Volpe's contract in regards to Soto the other day. I think when I was on with Sal Licata at Fanatics Fest and then going into my show, Volpe makes $879,000. Juan Soto makes that per series. So for him to be talking, there's a lot of money left on the table. Like, it's almost like Bro, don't insult our intel. Like, you almost talking down to us. That's a lot of money for us. We know that's not a lot of money for you. You made $31 million with the Yankees last year, bro. Like, don't even make that joke. It should have been, yeah, I really wanted to go to the All-Star game with Lindor and Pete and Edwin. I really wanted to wear that Mets uniform in Atlanta, our division rival, like for the first time as an All-Star with the Mets. But you don't look at the Mets like that. Even when he first came through, he was like, oh, I didn't realize the Mets had this many fans. You're a Met. They're your fans. They're your fans, bro. Lock in. Ray is in Brooklyn on the fan next. What's up, Ray?
Yo, what's up, my hitter? How are you today, man?
I'm good because we went in, and Juan Soto gave us a little something to laugh at again, a little win streak. We just brought in a pitcher that's touching 100 miles an hour, looking like the next, you know what I'm saying? So it's good. It's all good.
Yo, Keith, I'm with you. I can't even front. Like, he got electric stuff. I don't know if he's going to be able to, harness it, but, it looks promising, man. And listen, as far as Soto, bro, I love that you brought it up. I wasn't going to go there, but you know what? I was listening in the afternoon earlier. I don't know if you were today or not, but and Tommy, I love you if you're listening, bro. But the stick with the, with the Yankees, the whole Yankees thing is insufferable. He's on there battling Tiki and Sean and saying, Yankees fans are butthurt and they're trying to tell us what we can, how we can cope. I'm like, what? All off season, that was your buzzword as Mets fans. Yankee fans need to cope. So he's spinning the narrative and playing spin doctor on there, trying to play victim. I don't know. Did you hear that at all?
Nah. So I was with Latino Sports today. Nice. Shout out to Marisco Centro. I was up there at the Bronx Market today. We had an event today honoring some people that made waves in Latino sports and sports media. So I did not hear the afternoon drive show, but I caught a little bit of a clip where Tiki said something along the lines of maybe this is definitely not true, because I don't think players in Major League Baseball move like this, but he said maybe the players didn't vote him in, so he didn't get that extra 100,000. I don't think anyone's pocket watching like that. I don't think these players knew that he had a clause in his contract to get an extra 100,000. He did not have all-star numbers. He didn't have Juan Soto numbers in the beginning of the year. That's why he didn't get voted. But then Morash, said, about it not being family, and I saw that clip. And then I did see Tommy come out with the, Yankee fans are clutching their pearls. And it's just, I don't know. It's like, give it a break.
Yeah. Keith, it's so tired. And here's the other thing, right? He was like, damn, what did he say? Oh, yeah, so Tiki checked him on it because he was like, the Yankee fans always have Soto in his mouth. And Tiki was like, nah, bro. That was Soto's people who was mentioning Judge and Soto himself. So, stop trying to play spin doctor. But, yeah, it's so always corny. Like I said, I mess with Loogie. He knows that. But it's that whole thing is tired, bro. I just can't.
Yeah, the Subway Series is over. We can go back to our corners for real now. But, that's another thing, too. People say to me, oh, why you always got Soto on him? I'm like, man, how dumb are y'all? I'm a radio host in New York City.
Yeah.
I'm a Yankee fan. I'm supposed to just omit Juan Soto. I can't even, he who shall not be mentioned. My bad. Let me just not even speak on the guy.
Yeah, it's just dumb, man. You know what? Then they cry when you don't talk about the Mets. So, you can't have it both ways.
I can't win. Yeah.
Yeah. As far as Keith, look, this whole DJ LeMahieu thing, to me, it's sad because he was a machine, the artist formerly known, and I always love him for that. But I think this is a good thing because I think it's showing me. I was talking with Rami, and I think it showed. Remember how hard it was for the Yankees to eat the money of Hicks, Gallo, and Donaldson?
Of course.
So right now, I think this is a positive sign that they are taking the prime of Judge serious and probably a little bit of sense of urgency here. They're like, yo, Judge is 33. We're right there for first place. We're definitely, in a playoff position. I'm thinking this is a sign that they might make a move because it's a little bit of a change from how they've been operating recently, and that's how I choose to take it, Keith. I don't know how you.
What it is, bro. 7 years. He developed relationships. 7 years, and then those first couple years, he was still that guy. He's not that guy anymore, but they gave him some runway. They gave him an opportunity. Last year, it did not go well. They gave him an opportunity this year, and he was not physically able to play third base. he also was barely able to play second, so it's a detriment. Him hitting 260, him having a couple homers, some RBI, it's not enough. Like, if you're not playing well enough and you're hurting the team, like, you got to go. Like, it is what it is. There's no room for you. There is no sympathy enough. And I don't know, bro. I'm saying what I'm saying. I've been saying a lot of stuff. I was saying, why didn't Gardy get that grace? You made more money than ever. You got more financial flexibility than ever. That $22 million is not going to change your day. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yeah, Keith, and Gardy had more in the tank at that particular time.
It's crazy how they did Gardy, bro. They kind of just they lost his number. I don't know, bro. It comes a time where it's like, let the kids play, and now you're seeing the kid, like young Yorbit Vivas gets to come back, Cam Schlittler on the mound, Jason Dominguez leading off. Like, it's time. It's time. It's a young man's game.
Absolutely. Last thing, my dude, like, as far as like Volpe, look, he's been disappointing, but I agree wholeheartedly with you. I had an impassioned call, with you. I think it was yesterday, and I was defending Volpe's parents, his dad, and sticking up for his family. But I will say this, because I think he does get beat up a little too much, and I think that's how you feel about it. Because look, the guy's got like 10 homers, 50 RBIs. I get that he's inconsistent, but people are uplifting Gleyber Torres for having 9 homers and 44 RBIs. Like, what are we doing here? It's like we appreciate people. We don't appreciate our own guys, but we appreciate other people's players. I don't know. I just don't know, man. But I appreciate it. And I hope you have a great morning, man.
Thanks for the call, Ray. It's just there's too many Yankee fans and there's too many voices and too many people that just say a lot of things. I've got more to say. Hopefully you've got more to say. 888-808-1019. 1 hour left. Keith McPherson on the Fan. I'll be right back.
It's Evan and Tiki. Afternoons on the Fan 1019 FM.
Mike Brown, as good as his resume is and as sexy as it should be, he's got just a boring hire. And it's
all right, yo. Let me see. I'm on Twitter trying to clear my mentions. Let me go to a couple of different spots here. Just gonna hit a couple different things in this last hour. Man, shout out to y'all in the chat. I know you guys are talking amongst yourselves. I did not get to mention Monkey D. Louie writes, "Hey Keith, I just got blessed, so I want to pay it forward. It's not much, but I hope your channel keeps growing. Thank God I was able to get an Uber ride back to New York, and the rider blessed me." So we were talking about that Uber stuff, and I literally said, they better be tipping you when you do these bridge and tunnel rides. I used to hate driving Lyft Uber in Jersey, in like Hoboken. Like I picked up a guy in Jersey City. I had to drive him to LaGuardia, and I could not get back for like the traffic just kind of traps you in New York, and they won't let you pick up another rider. And it's like this dude ended up not tipping me, bro. I remember picking some people up from the Newark airport and damn near driving them to Pennsylvania, and they tip like $2. It's like some people are crazy. Like they don't realize, like, yo, you are costing me mad money. It isn't just me picking you up and dropping you off. If you cross state lines, you can't pick up a ride. So shout out to you, and I appreciate the $9.99. That's a lot. $10, a $10 donation is a lot. I'm just gonna go to the most recent chat and work backwards. Blue Sky, I have an account on, but it doesn't have motion. It's hard for me to not do Twitter, even though Elon Musk sucks. And I did see, I think he lost like his CEO or some woman that was working under him. It's hard for me to not do Twitter because I have 40,000 Twitter followers, and I've been building that following on there for well over a decade. It's like, I don't know. Like I'm not ever gonna not use that platform. It is what it is. Let's see. I literally prayed to God for an Uber ride back to New York. Not only did I get a rider, it was my last ride of the day after 13 hours of work, and the drop-off was a few blocks from my blessing, bro. Because sometimes the app does not work in your favor like that. Sometimes it does not work in your favor like that. Josh from the Bronx says Juan Soto is a song that never ends. Aaron Rodgers is a song that doesn't end. We're going to start singing in week 1. I like that Soto didn't make the All-Star team. I said this before, but I hope Soto not making the All-Star team lights a fire under his ass and he goes off in the second half of the season. Could. But you need that to happen specifically with runners in scoring position. His last at bat, he drove in the winning run. It is. Jack, I'm bringing that up. That's a great point. The car that he got Brett Beatty was $92K. It was a Chevy Tahoe. Was it? I guess because it was all blacked out and souped up. But Chevy Tahoes aren't $92,000 cars. They're not. I guess all the way souped up is, though.
Good morning at 1 o'clock. I'm Marco Belletti. An impressive display from Cam Schlittler in his major league debut. He struck out 7 over 5 2/3 innings, a 3-run ball, picks up the win as the Yankees dispose of the Mariners 9-6. Rookie had triple digits on the radar gun, but it was his breaking stuff that truly caught the eye of Aaron Boone. Bats pounded out 13 hits, including a pair of homers from Jazz Chisholm. Jason Dominguez, 3 hits, 2 for Austin Wells. Aaron Judge added a 2-run double. Before the game, the Yankees also announced they designated DJ LeMahieu for assignment. Send the veteran home despite owing him $22 million through next year. Third base continues to be a major hole. Brian Cashman not shying away from the plenty of needs with the upcoming trade deadline. The Mets and Orioles rained out doubleheaders for today. 76 degrees, cloudy skies, Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Marco Belletti.
Keith McPherson on the fan, another KM to AM. Rami behind the glass, my last 50 minutes here. No Big Mac tonight. Big Mac's doing the morning show. Y'all gonna stay up all night to hear Big Mac on the morning show? I'll have to catch it on rewind. I might not even be able to do that, bro.
Jazz Chisholm.
But good for Big Mac to get to rock with Recco on the morning show, coming off of, Yankees having a 3-game win streak, winning the series. And I'm sure they're going to lean into him being a Yankee shill and Yankee whatever. So good for Big Mac. Get an opportunity to do the – I don't think I've ever yawned on air. I'm thinking about – it's funny how a yawn will hit you. I'm thinking about, like, there's no way I'm going to be able to listen to the morning show. I don't, because, like, I go to bed at 3, 4 in the morning. And – then my house gets going at 7 a.m. So I'll briefly wake up as like my son is yelling, my wife is scrambling, and I'm like putting pillows over my head. And then I try not to set an alarm. And I try to sleep till like 10 a.m. Sometimes it'll be 10:30. Sometimes it'll be here. Yeah, I know you'll be here. Hopefully you're rested up. And then I might, tap in with BT and Sal in the Twitch chat. Shout out to my Twitch chat, Twitter chat, YouTube chat right now. Jack G brings up that the caller from earlier, right? I think I spelled the name wrong, and I thought they were trolling. I think they end up cursing or saying something. But the homies that call from Manchester, and shout out to Manchester, That's short conference. That's my area. My bad if I was thinking that you were wasting my time. I was coming out hot. I did my open and I wanted to get to it. And I'm like, what are we talking about with? So Jack looked him up and it's Jimmy Soplano, and he went to Manchester, and Manchester high school class of 2007. He's like a real person, but he's a high schooler. So maybe they were trolling a little bit, but not completely trolling with a made up person. I guess Jack in my chat looked him up. He says he's a high school kid that doesn't graduate for another 2 years. Maybe they're high school kids too, whatever. I'm like, this is someone. They're like, he's in single A right now, but yeah, they're saying he's topping out at 82 miles an hour. I'm like, oh, so it actually was a real person. So I brought that back up. Also from the chat, from Jack, the same guy, he says, no debate over why Soto left the Yankees after he's so salty about missing the All-Star game for his bonus. But then also in the chat, the thought about like the bonus, Jack writes, 1, it's stupid to be upset about bonus money with a ridiculous contract. 2, he should be mad about missing the All-Star team just in general. 3, he gifted Brett Beatty a $92,000 car for his jersey. Now, I remember when that happened, I was sure that like Steve Cohen set that up and the Mets set that up. But I remember it was all black Chevy Tahoe. I don't think that was, unless it was all the way souped up interior inside, maybe it's a $92,000 car. But then again, that's another thing to be like, Juan, don't even mention the bonus. Don't even mention the bonus. But Lou Boogie in the chat says, like you can't spell elite without Eli. You can't spell mercenary without the M and the E. Juan Soto is a me guy. Juan Soto is a me guy. Speaking of Eli, shout out to Eli Manning. He passed on owning a stake in the Giants. It's too expensive for him. Too expensive. You're a millionaire, bro. Your whole family's millionaires. Bro, your nephew is getting like millionaire money as an NIL quarterback that hasn't been the full. Anyway, 888-808-1019. We still got plenty of calls, but not plenty of times. It's a Yankee night. The Yankees played. The Mets didn't play. I was pumped when I saw the tweet that they were going to postpone the Met game. I was just on last night talking about, it's hard to watch the Yankee game and the Met game. I can't watch 2 baseball games at once. You can't really watch the starting pitchers. You can't watch the at-bats. I listen to the game. And, shout out to my boy Rec and Keith Rad. They both got back to me today because I was on yesterday. And I was talking about how I was listening to first Anthony Recker, who I know from MLB Network, and being on the show with him. Rec is mad cool. And Rec is also a gym guy like me. I got mad respect for Rec, a good father, former Met baseball player. And now he's doing the Mets broadcast on 880 Mets radio. He got his first radio win. And then Keith Rad hit me today. And, Keith Rad, he had a little bit of a slip up because he called the Fab Four the Core Four, just kind of thinking of clever, a name for him, what to call the Mets top of their order. I called them the Met Quartet. People started calling them the Fantastic Four, whatever. And Keith got back to me and hit me up today. And I was like, yep, I caught it and I posted about it. So I gave it some legs. Maybe less people would have, heard about it live. I'm like, I heard you say it live and I had to tweet about it. And then, of course, Met fans don't want me to tweet about Mets radio. They don't want me to tweet about the Core Four, Fab Four, Fantastic Four. They want me to talk about Juan Soto. Stick to the Yankees. Stick to the Yankees. So I will, because no Mets fans have called me tonight. Let's talk to these Yankee fans on the fan, because it's needed. All day we got to hear from these Met fan hosts and these Met fan callers. Let's talk to the Yankee fans. My guy, Mo, from the bleachers on the fan. What up, Mo?
What's going on, Keith? I haven't listened for a while because honestly, there wasn't much to listen about. The way the Yankees have been playing. But I got to tell you, as soon as I turned on the radio and I heard the music, I was like, oh, that's Keith. You got your own distinctive music style when you're playing.
Yes, sir.
But I'm also a little mad at you because when you yawned before you said anything, I yawned and I'm driving. You made me
contagious yawn. I just started thinking about the sun coming up and the morning show, and I'm like, I'm already ready.
I'm on my way out. Going to see the wife for the first time in 4 months tomorrow off to Casablanca. But that's personal stuff, not baseball stuff. But I didn't get a chance to watch the game today. So I got a couple of things I wanted to ask you. First of all, what'd you think of Schlitty? I'm going to make my points and I'll hang up and let you talk.
What'd you think of Schlitty? I know you watch him. That's my name for him, Schlitty, by the way.
Schlitty, I think, man, the kid didn't flinch. He gave up some homers. Carlos Rodon could learn a thing or two about keeping your composure from this kid. Like, he just looked the part. I like his demeanor. His stuff really does play. Even Jazz Chisholm was talking about being at second base, watching how the ball came out of his hand. I was pumped tonight because I'm like, wow, like, we have one of these guys. Like, we have a guy whose fastball is touching triple digits. His fastball was sitting at 97.9. I'm like, good. And he, he got his first strikeout against Cal Raleigh and his last strikeout against Cal Raleigh. I was so happy for that kid because I'm like, this is the home run leader. He didn't give him a home run, right? Like Jeff Hartley gave up 2 nights ago, and that's who got DFA'd so Cam Schlittler could come up. I thought the kid had a good outing, and I also was completely fine with Boone taking him out when he took him out because they showed Loaisiga warming up. I'm watching it right now. They wanted to go to Loaisiga, I think, to start the 6th, but the Yankees were able in the bottom of the 5th to add on some insurance runs, so they brought the kid back out, and he was able to strike out Cal Raleigh. A great night for him and his family.
And one other thing I wanted to ask you also, I was reading that Cashman came out and said that they're going to be incredibly aggressive and they're going to kind of go for it this year, which is something you never heard. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think the BS meter is? Because he seems to always let us down for the most part at the trade deadline. So I'm wondering what you feel about that. And the last thing I'll say to you is, do you want anything from Morocco on my way back?
Nah, man, I'm happy for you, your wife. Enjoy it, man. I'll catch you at the stadium whenever you get back.
One more thing I promised. My friend Ernie, the one you spoke to, I promised him a shout out. So shout out to my boy Ernie.
Hey, Ernie, if you're listening, man, shout out to you, man. It was great talking to you over the phone. Mo, you're the man. Appreciate the call. 888-808-1019. With Cashman, I think he's playing the game right now. He popped out. Like I said, Leon Rose doesn't have to pop out, even with Mike Brown being announced as the 32nd overall pick, the 32nd head coach in Knicks history. Like Leon Rose, James Dolan, I'm not going to that. Nope. But Brian Cashman needed to pop out. He needed to meet the media because we just went through this bad stretch. There was a lot of things. The math wasn't mathing. A lot of stupid things going on. Piss on my head. Tell me it's raining. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. Brian Cashman, where you at? He popped out. And I think there's always a method behind him speaking. And him telling you that he's going to be aggressive is also telling everybody in baseball, hey, yeah, we're open for business. Everson Pereira and Brian De La Cruz have been scratched. You guys ever heard of Spencer Jones? He's going off. You guys like Dominguez? Like, let's talk. Pick up the phone. Let's see. And then him going out there saying, yeah, we need a starting pitcher. We need relief pitchers. We need an infielder. He's giving you the shopping list. And I think that is twofold. It's to please the fans, right? For the fans to come out this weekend and get an Eric Manuel shirt and a Mo Willems pigeon, and for the fans to, not abandon ship and keep supporting the team and the players, and the fans to feel like, hey, we're gonna fix this thing. But then also, for the rest of the league to be like, hey, we got a starter that we're willing to move. We got a third baseman we're willing to move. We've got a couple relievers that we're willing to move. What you offering? 888-808-1019. Bob is in Chatham on the Fan next. What's up, Bob?
How's it going, Keith?
Good.
Couple of things. DJ LeMahieu, I think you hit it on the head. I mean, it's sad to see him go. I mean, he was good. He was a great player for a minute, but like you said, it's unfortunate the way that he just declined in the last few years. But yeah, it's time to go, and I'm glad they finally realized it. Maybe a year too late, but that's probably an improvement for the Yankees since they seem to hang on to players.
It is. It's one less body, one less guy in the lineup. And like I said, did the team go in the tank over losing DJ? No, they turned up.
No, and also, so putting Jazz back where he needed to be, which, I'm sorry, all of us fans have known this, since last year, that he needs to play second base. For him, that's like, baseball is such a mental game that if you have any little thing in your mind that's any distraction, you're not going to play as well. And Jazz, to his credit, has been hitting, but I mean, he's not a third baseman, and nobody really could expect him to be. Also,
he's a team player. I'll say that about Jazz.
He is.
I like that
He
guy.
is.
They
He's
said
a
they
good
tried
guy.
to paint him as a clubhouse cancer
they
and a me
did.
guy. That guy took
Mm-hmm.
on playing third base last year and again this year after they set him up for failure. He wasn't working on the position all offseason. He just did it, and now that's done.
Yeah, he's just sure skip. I'll play where you want, But he is. He is a team guy. But now, as far as with the kids, like you see, Jason Dominguez, he was doing nothing early in the year. He's playing. Now he's starting to hit. He's starting to hit from the right side. His defense is, he's not winning any Gold Gloves, but his defense is adequate. I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to say that Oswald Peraza is going to turn it all around, but maybe if he gets to play a little bit, he may start hitting a little better. I mean, his defense has been good too.
He ran into some luck.
Guarantee or anything, but you never know.
He ran into some luck back-to-back nights. Maybe that's enough to give him some confidence. And you know what? With Cashman going out there saying we're looking for an infielder, that should be motivation. Hey, I want this opportunity to be the starting third baseman for the Yankees. I'm out of options. I want to stay here. Like, start hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Start making it tough on the Yankees.
I mean, he's gonna get that opportunity. It looks like, at least for a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, the All-Star breaks in the middle of it is going to maybe break up his rhythm a little bit. But he may, if he gets to play for a couple of weeks, he may. I mean, at worst, maybe it'll be a showcase for him, and he's going to get traded. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. I like at least the fact that he's getting a little bit of a chance.
Thanks for the call, Bob. I like that too. And what I go back to is I say Peraza is their own. And their own so much that, like, they screwed him up. They didn't trade him. They kind of look themselves in the mirror and say, like, this is our baby. This is our child. This is our kid. Like, we gotta give him an opportunity over DJ. Let the kids play. 888-808, you know the number to dial. Look at this. We have John in Lower East Side, and we also have John in Lower East Side. I don't know which one to go to first. Let's go to John in Lower East Side first. What's up, John?
Hey, how's it going? I don't know how there's two of us.
I wouldn't make it up. Let me take a picture of this. I don't even have my phone.
That has to be a milestone for your career right here, huh?
We got two guys that are in the same area with the same name. Rami queued it up. I look over the screen. John from Lower East Side. John from Lower East Side. You happen to go first. So, hey, no pressure. You got to do better than the next John from the Lower East Side.
I mean, like, I feel like we should do the first ever, like, three-way.
I don't know if I'm able to do that. All
right, we'll work on that. But
I'm like, if I try it might drop you. And then if I drop you, then Johnny from the LES, he gets your opportunity.
Hopefully I don't see him on the block then, I guess. But listen, so my main focus to calling you is, the Yankees have 4 starting outfielders, right, when you really look at it. And, obviously I think Bellinger has the least amount of trade value, but I think Grissom has a high amount of trade value where we could look at a center fielder that has Gold Glove defense and his OPS is off the charts. I think it's like 130 OPS plus. Definitely an asset to the team. Can we take him, flip him, find that reliever, find another starting pitcher or third baseman and just kind of use him as an asset to help us make this run? Just kind of like we did in 96, right? So you look at that third baseman, Charlie Hayes, all defense, has some clutch hits. Look at Peraza. We just need him to play that Gold Glove defense, have a couple of hits here and there, but pitching, defense wins championships. I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to listen to you, but I appreciate you picking up the call.
Thanks for the call, John in the Lower East Side. I was calling Monday for Trent Grisham to be traded. It's time. He's got the hammy. Boone is defending him, not hustling to first base. Boone is defending him in the outfield, letting the ball go over his head because he's still nursing a hammy. Okay, if he's nursing a hammy, let him nurse it this entire week, play Dominguez, and call around and see who needs a center fielder, and he'll be all ready to go in the second half and before the trade. Like, it has to happen. He was a 4th outfielder. The plan was never for him to be this. You got what you got out of it. Great. Move on. You're not paying him. Move on. Dominguez has to play every day. He brings a lot to the team. It's a waste to put him there. And like, this is what you're supposed to do. At this point, you have enough data to evaluate your team, see what's out there, and maybe Peraza's on the trade market too. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. Maybe Peraza. Maybe if they aren't able to find someone to give them a third baseman, maybe the asking price for Eugenio Suarez, Ryan McMahon, Key Brian Hayes, whomever, Willie Castro, if it's too high, then you're dealing with Brian Cashman. I don't know how many times I've said it. Brian Cashman will not be fleeced. He's not in the business of losing trades and giving. I mean, he has, but like, he's not going to be fleeced at this point. He's not giving up his top prospects for Eugenio Suarez. So we shall see, man. But I feel good about the Yankees doing what was necessary with DJ LeMahieu. I'm not happy for DJ. Like, I'm in here with my 2026 jersey on, and I'm showing it on the camera. I'm repping DJ. Like, the fact that I even have one. I bought this jersey after he signed. It just did not pan out after the first couple years. Okay, but nobody's bigger than the team. Nobody's bigger than the fan base. Nobody's bigger than the franchise. Like, it was time to move on. They did that, and so far, we're reaping the benefits of it. Jazz, like, you can't like quantify what it means for Jazz to go back to his natural position that he can play with his eyes closed, and how that carries over to the plate. The value. It's obvious. All right, now let's go to Johnny in the LES. What's up, John? You're on the Fan.
Good morning, Keith.
Good morning.
I may or may not be sitting next to the other John right now, and we thoroughly enjoyed the game at Yankee Stadium tonight. It's our second game this year.
Awesome, John and John.
All right. So this is my question. So previously, about a week ago, we discussed you had an Instagram post that you were about to look at of the top 5 that the Yankees should target. I still think we need one relief pitcher. It's not going to be Mark Leiter Jr. to the 6th and 7th inning. I fully respect Loaizaga as the setup man, but we need.
Wait! I got to stop you right there. You went to the game tonight and watched Loaizaga, and you fully respect him as the setup man.
I may or may not have been in the bathroom at that time when he stunk the game up.
Loaizaga is, to me, a disappointment and something they really have to like consider. Like, maybe they can get him right, maybe they can fix him. I doubt it. He is throwing batting practice. He gave up a home run to the number 9 hitter, and I'm like, dude, this guy, that was his first career home run. He came in after Cam Schlitter, and he gave that home run. I'm like, Loaizaga it might just be broken beyond repair.
I may or may not have been in the bathroom when the score turned to 6-4.
All good.
Okay, but I think he deserves an opportunity, but we need one extra.
He's getting an opportunity. He's blowing it every time he's got an opportunity. I don't trust him. I definitely don't trust him right now.
Right. We have another 2-3 months for him to figure it out. He's been hurt perennially. That may or may not be a word, but let's add one more. Who could that be? We didn't have an answer last week. Who do you think it would be right now? I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks for the call, John and John in the Lower East Side. I don't know. I can go back to my notes from last week and go to the potential guys that they had out there, but it's never those guys, right? Especially when you're talking about relievers. Like, Cashman's going to find some people that we have no idea that we're not expecting. Like, that's how you end up with Mark Leiter Jr. That's how you end up with Scott Efros. That's how you end up with, Clay Holmes. Like, I don't know. The obvious ones, like, I remember last year wanting Tanner Scott. They don't get those guys. The David Bednars this year. I don't know who else was on that list, and I got to go back because it's in my notes. I'll go back to that list from Instagram, like you mentioned, and pull it up. Who the relievers are that they could get. They need high leverage relievers. They need guys that can come in and get 3 outs. And like, you feel better after watching Luke Weaver go out there and look like Luke Weaver last night. And Devin Williams has been pretty locked in since he's been calling his own games or whatever. So you feel good about those guys in the 8th and the 9th, but you need some guys for the 6th and 7th. Tim Hill is still obviously a solid option. Should be your like lefty specialist, but Loaisiga I can't trust. Loaisiga has been terrible, bro. Loaisiga, I know he came back from injury. I know we were pumped up about having Loaisiga because he was like he felt like a steal. He's given up 6 home runs. Katie Sharp put out Jonathan Loaisiga since 2022. He had 5 home runs after facing 292 batters from 2022 to 2024. He gave up 6 home runs this year. So it's not a good spot for Johnny Lasagna. 888-808-1019. I'm running out of time. Let me get another call in before we break. Let's do that. My guy, Tony in Montreal. What's up, Tony?
How you doing, Keith?
Good.
Real quick, I wanted to talk about defense. And Cody Bellinger made probably what I thought was one of the best plays I've ever seen. The one he picked off his shoelaces and he threw a bomb to first base. I mean, I couldn't believe the accuracy and how calm he was about doing it. And, he picked Lindor off, and Lindor himself was in shock. And then tonight, I was watching the game and I saw a Judge, he was, charging and, everyone's backpedaling and, your first baseman, second baseman are going down the line and Judge just comes in and scoops up the ball like it was, surprisingly easy. And I think that if the defense picks up, and I think the move with that you've been discussing the whole night about DJ LeMahieu and the second base issue being resolved, maybe the Yanks will come back in the second half because obviously defense was an issue. Like if you watch the game tonight from the beginning to the end, I mean they smashed all kinds of hits, but they gave up 6 runs, so it's a lot of runs to give up on a regular basis if your defense and pitching is not doing what
4 homers. You can't give up that many runs, but it was fine because they scored, and it also was the long ball. They gave up 4 homers. The rookie gave up 2, and Loaisiga gave up 2. But the solo shots aren't beating you, so they kind of survived. But I hear you. And that's not defense. That's a ball in the air going out. The defense has has looked like it's supposed to look these last 2 nights. Now putting Jazz back in his right position.
But Keith, they were like pounding on Judge, because he dropped the ball in center field last year. We don't know if Judge was injured. We don't know if Judge was overextended. We don't know anything about what happened last year. But look at the way he's playing this year. Like you said a million times, amazing player, amazing hitter, and an intimidating guy, and a team leader. And if anybody's going to turn the team around, it's him. I just want to say one thing about Pete Alonso. You cannot despise him. Even if you're a Yankees fan like myself, I still love watching this guy Alonso hit. He can hit, and I think he's the star of that team right now. I honestly, the way he comes up to the plate, he's like, I'm going to do this. I'm not chopped. I'm far from chopped liver. I'm going to do what it takes to win and drag this team with me. And I think you were right. He was carrying the team for a while, but I still love watching him at the plate. He's a mean guy when he comes up. He's swinging to the fence, just like Judge.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Tony. Never a bad word from me about Pete Alonso. Paid Pete. Even through the whole offseason, I'm like, I don't know why you guys are talking down on Pete Alonso like you don't need him. He's been great this year. Going back to what you said about Judge, like we didn't know if Judge was hurt or what. I was at that game. I was sitting in 133. Judge took his eye off the ball. Judge was looking at Kike Hernandez. He was just like, I don't know why he was looking at the runner. That ball just in that moment, I don't know. It just didn't make the right play on it. And that was his first error in center field, whatever. It's in the past. He's back in his rightful position. So again, not enough can be said about how the comfort on defense when guys are playing their true positions can carry over to the plate. I mean, obviously Judge had a monster year last year too, playing center field, but he also was doing that so he could accommodate Juan Soto. Now everything is where it's supposed to be. Make some trades, get an actual third baseman or right-hitting third baseman, and get some relief pitchers so that we don't have to worry about Loaisiga, Mark Leiter Jr., and whoever else, and maybe another starter. Maybe another starter because, like, you can't, I don't know. We don't know what Heal's going to be. Cole went down, obviously, in spring training. Clark Schmidt just went down. You're not going to be able to survive with Will Warren or Marcus Stroman making starts in October. They're not going to make starts in October. 888-808-1019. I'm running out of time. Keith McPherson on the Fan. We'll be right back.
Double up the runner at first, throw back. It's the Mariners and Yankees. 7:05 tonight. Driven by G.
That was an extraordinary.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sitt.
All right. Yo, Jack, wasn't trying to call you a liar, bro. I didn't think that Tahoe was all that, but I guess it was souped up. I guess they probably got him leather interior, sunroof, all the amenities. He probably had some special rims. He did. He had all. It was all blacked out tint. It probably was $92K. Cam to AM, you heard? They already know, bro. They already know. They already know, bro. They already know what it is, bro. KM to AM, bro. KM to AM, bro. You're my bad. Just had to hype myself up. Let's see. Josh went to bed. Good night. Jack, you on it, bro. You're a researcher. That's what that's a term I'm looking for. You are the official KM to AM YouTube channel researcher. Because you're on it like that, my boy, I think I gotta go ahead and do something that I haven't done in a minute. Boom. Let's make you a moderator. Let's give you a wrench. Amber, Hector, Bourbon Legend, welcome Jack G in as a moderator. I appreciate him being like a fact checker. And now we've added him as and he's the #1 fan. I'm looking at this right now. Top fans, 225 points. Jack G is the #1. Yo, Jack, you in there, bro? You with us? You with us, but like that just happened, bro. Congrats. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. Because you need that. You need that. I know our producers do that, or they're supposed to do that. But you need someone fact checking. Like that was big that you pulled up that kid's name from Manchester. They were trolling, but it was actually a real person. It was actually a real person. For rejoin, Killer Cam, spelled, let's see. Killer Cam, Cameron, clean. Let's see if they have it. Killer Cam with a K, but I don't know if they have a clean version on. Yeah, I don't know if they have a clean. Oh, just play Cameron, Killer Cam, instrumental. All good. Count it. Count it. Appreciate it. Yeah. Killer Cam killer. Yankees got a killer. Killer Cam Schlittler. Throwing a hundo on the mound. Making his debut in Yankee Stadium and getting his first win. And I'm watching him right now. That's it. Strikes out Cal Raleigh. Like, what a night, bro. And like he didn't even make a gesture, not even a fist pump. He just looked like, yo, that's what I do, bro. I mow guys down. Cal Raleigh, you can't hit it. Bayou, that's what I love the most about the kid, his demeanor. I made the joke that Carlos Rodon could learn something from this kid. This kid comes in his debut in Yankee Stadium, strikes out the MLB home run leader twice. His first strikeout and his last strikeout, he doesn't even react to it. It's regular to him. Continue. And you know what I thought was great too? Took the jersey right off of Aaron Hicks' back. He didn't come out there wearing 88, 89, 91. He came out there with 31. And I also think that prompted the Yankees when they said, okay, let's see what numbers are available. 31 hasn't been used since we cut Aaron Hicks. Check the books. Wait, we're still paying Aaron Hicks? Cut DJ. Cut DJ right now. 888. It also tells you that he's definitely got some respect, that they're like, yo, we'll give you a number that's not just like like this is a legit number, and like we think you're legit. So, and like maybe they're expect like, you know, different than like an Alan Winans, and no disrespect to Alan Winans, like Clark Schmidt his season ended. So like this kid is in the rotation. Unless they trade for a starting pitcher, which is not a guarantee, like, hey, you're not going anywhere, bro. Like, and I think Will Warren is just like the type of guy that like, hey, I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares about the number. And also 98, Will Warren, does he touch 98? He does touch 98 with his fastball, so he might be, playing off of that. The Yankees, with all their retired numbers, one day maybe they have a triple digit. They got Stroman going tonight with that 0 on his back. Brian Wu and the Wu crew. Shout out to Brian Wu. Every time I think about Brian Wu, I think about the Devils, and the Devils like fan group is called the Wu crew. I think they might have recently had some auditions for the Wu crew. Yo, is it me? But it sounds like there's so much feedback from your mic in there, like you're on the train. Why is it coming in like that? Like, say something, Rami. With the air condition? What do you got? The temp up in there? I feel like the you got a hoodie on. Whatever. I don't know. I'm listening. I'm like, there usually isn't so much interference. Anyway, show to do here before this clock expires in 14 minutes. Oh, and would you look at that? Randy being Randy. Randy Arozarena takes Jonathan Loaizaga deep. Oh, and I didn't notice this during the game because I looked away. Randy Arozarena, before he comes to third base, he shoots a jump shot. He used to do I remember in the World Baseball class, he used to do the arms across and look at now he does a jump shot. And the way that he shot that jump shot, I could tell he doesn't hoop. The way that he stopped it to take that jump shot. Jazz, I could tell Jazz hoops. The way that he shot that jump shot right there, you know who. I don't know where he got that from. Maybe you tried to get that from Jazz. 888-808-1019. Call up. Last call. 4 calls. Let's go to Jason in Sheepshead Bay. Good. How are you? Ellsbury. They tried to offer Juan Soto a bust contract. Thanks for the call, Jason. I disagree with a couple of things, but I hear what you're saying and what you're getting at. Like, it costs to have the best players, especially when they hit free agency. You got to outbid other people to get them. Belly's going nowhere. Belly's a part of the plan. I think they'd be fine without Grisham. Now, Belly will play center field over Dominguez because they would rather have the better defender in the middle of the field. But I think all of us saw what a difference Bellinger made in left field. And there has to be somewhat of a thought that if JD's Dominguez's true position is center field, why not ever put him there? Like, I don't know. But no, Bellinger, they're not cutting ties with him. And then also Stanton, they're not cutting ties with Stanton. Stanton was the ALCS MVP last year. If Judge folds, they know Stanton is going to pick the team up. And now Stanton has started to hit homers and started to hit some singles and seems like he's in a little bit of a flow. It is what it is. They're not getting rid of Stanton right now because what they're going to owe him drops significantly next year. Like, when you look at Stanton's contract, I'm pretty sure that, like, as far as like the money that is owed, like, I think the Marlins either pick up more next year, it drops. Let's see. Yeah, he's at 32 million this year. It's 19 million next year. So even if he can't run, even if he can barely, like, swing the bat with his elbows, they're going to have a $19 million DH that they know is dialed in the postseason and takes it to another level when they throw it in the zone in October. 888-808-1019, running out of time. Ross and Bergen County on the line. What's up, Ross? Good. Bringing it home, man. How are you? Nah, it's a way different type of thing. Corbin Carroll over Mark Vientos every single day. I haven't seen that. I'm blocked by plenty Mets fans. I'm not even allowed in the Mets community group. I didn't catch that. Yeah, thanks for the call, Ross. I mean, I tried to avoid the Mets conversation all night, give the Yankee fans their proper time while the Mets didn't play. But with Vientos, man, I talked about it last night. Like, this was a guy that we thought was a lock. We thought Vientos, after what he did in the postseason, like, he's a 30-homer guy next year. So much so, we don't need Pete Alonso. Vientos can go to first. And now Ronnie Mauricio is ahead of him. You need to get him going. At least the Mets are going to win the series against the Baltimore Orioles. Luckily, you took that game in extras. I don't see the Orioles sweeping the Mets in this doubleheader today. So there you go, another series win. Yay. And then you'll head to Kansas City. And I don't know, maybe you'll face Dallas Keuchel. Did you see Dallas Keuchel sign with the Royals? He's still doing it. But Dallas Keuchel, Kelly Nash. Yep, I was gonna say but Dallas Keuchel, just go home and be a family man. You back Kelly Nash, bro. There's nothing else to do out here. You already made your money, bro. But I guess Dallas Keuchel he's in love with the game. He's fine. Shout out to Kelly Nash. I'm like, you back Kelly Nash, bro. I would not be throwing any baseballs. I'd be wherever she's at. I would not be trying to go to Kansas City, Missouri. See ya, honey. Nope. I'd be like, see ya, Major League Baseball. He signed. Who did he cash out with? I remember. Maybe he signed with the White Sox and got his money, but he's made his money in Major League Baseball. I know he was with the Braves for a minute. Yes, he signed a 3-year, $55 million contract with the White Sox. He's good. He's good. I remember being at the 2015 wild card game, Dallas Keuchel. Yeah, that sucked. The game sucked. Oh, man. I was like, I don't even know. Yeah. Oh, my God. I saw that, too. And that's a record in the NBA. No, that actually is a great point. Like, Devin Booker is sitting out there in Phoenix buying old school drop top cutlasses and whatnot, and he's getting that type of money. And Brunson's like, nah, I'll take less for now because I know eventually it's gonna come. We need to win. Yeah, like I need teammates. Book is gonna be out there losing in Phoenix, but what does he care? He doesn't care at all. What does he care? He's still trying to pull Kendall Jenner. Like, yo, they ran him the bread. I saw that contract. I'm like, God, like, to be an NBA player nowadays. And I know that they wonder why these NBA players in the past, like, sit on these shows and hate on them. Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. I went out there one time in life for the MLB Fan Cave audition, and it was in February, and it was like 78 degrees, and it's dry out there. Sick. Yeah, Devin Booker, bro. Agreed to a 2-year, $145 million maximum contract extension. The highest annual extension salary in NBA history. My boy is out there chilling. Like, bye, KD. Whatever, we'll lose, but I'm going to get my buckets, and I'm paid. He's seen a lot of his teammates come and go. But, yeah, props to Jalen Brunson being like, I don't need all the money. I need teammates. We need to win. We need to figure it out. All right. Robert and Brick is on the fan next. What's up, Robert? You got it. Bringing it home, man.
Been too hot. I mean, we're winning right now. We're scoring some runs, but over the past 3 weeks, this team has looked like they have no heart. I mean, Anthony Volpe, what is he doing? I mean, listen, He's been in the MLB for 3 years. He was getting Jeter comparisons. He's hitting 215. His dad's crashing out of the games. What's going on, Keith? What are your thoughts?
I just think that, and like, I know them personally, and I really don't lean into that because I try to kind of keep some of that off air because people think that, like, and they know, like, I keep it a bean about Volpe or whatever. I think it's twofold. Like I said, they are diehard Yankee fans in their entire family. Like, they have grown up as like just a Yankee family, and they've lived the dream, but it's also a little bit of a nightmare that their kid, that their grandson, that their son has become the shortstop of the Yankees. Anthony Volpe works hard. Anthony Volpe wants to win. And I think he's pressing. I think he needs the All-Star break more than anybody, maybe next to Loizaga. And I also I think that clip, and I hate this about the internet and how we live now, like that clip, the video wasn't rolling a minute before you see Michael Volpe challenging a guy saying, let's go, and drop an F-bomb saying F you. I did speak to Michael because a lot of people have, we have friends in common. And like, I knew Michael Volpe before Anthony came up, and he does not listen to WFAN right now. But he said, he thanked me for my take. And I'm like, I know I've never seen you like that. But I know, surrounded by the women in your family, you're not going to let somebody in earshot talk down on your son and your family, whatever. And it's just a lot, man. It is a lot to be losing like the Yankees were losing. Volpe was struggling. He threw the ball, it hit Judge in the face. And then obviously the viral video, it was a bad week, but that's in the past now. I hope Volpe homers or does something. I hope he has like a 3-hit game this week and we can move past it because it's time to build him up. Earlier, I played Brian Cashman talking about him. He is the shortstop this year, probably next year too. They're not going to give up on him, and fans just got to give it a rest. The team is winning again. They're scoring runs again, and he's not a detriment to this team.
What are your thoughts on that exciting debut from Cam Schlittler today? That was 100 miles an hour gas.
Surprised the hell out of me. I loved it. I was good with it. Even the solo shots, because they immediately came back and added runs, and they gave the kid run support. And I'm glad that they ended it where they ended it. Like, Loizaga comes in, gives it up, whatever, a win. This kid gets the win. I think he threw like 75 pitches, had 7 strikeouts. He struck out Cal Raleigh twice. Great. This kid's touching 100 on the gun. His family out there, like that's movie type stuff. That's a dream come true for him and his family, and perfect timing for the Yankees to get that start from that kid after Clark Schmidt goes down.
Yeah, I mean, this Yankees bullpen is a little rocky right now. What do you think of adding like Fairbanks or some couple of relievers? Who do you think they should add at the deadline?
Tampa's not sending us Pete Fairbanks. You got to look at teams that are going to be out of it and see who they're going to send. Maybe, I said David Bednar from the Pirates. Forget the guy from the Cardinals that people were talking about.
Helsley?
Yeah. Ryan Helsley. I don't know. I think Cashman's going to find some guys that have 1 or 2 good pitches that he feels like he can pair up with Matt Blake and get the most out of. And they got to really make sure Luke Weaver is good and Devin Williams is good, and we'll be all right. But we also need a starter now too. We need a starter that can go because we're not going to be able to survive with Stroman and Will Warren and Cam Schlittler. Even with Rodon.
Stroman or Trevor Bauer?
Thanks for the call, Robert. Have a good night, my boy. 888-808-1019. Trevor Bauer sucks. Trevor Bauer's not even doing good in the MPB or wherever the hell he is. That's over. That ship sailed like 3 years ago. But like, no, I'd rather have Rami pitch for the Yankees than Trevor Bauer.
I could put together those TikTok videos the way he does.
Right away, I could do it. I'd rather go to the stadium and watch Rami come out there and pitch for the Yankees than Trevor Bauer. Straight up.
I throw gas.
How hard do you think you could actually throw? Like, what do you think
if I built how long are you giving me? Like tomorrow?
No time. I'm talking about tomorrow. Everybody at WFAN's got to throw at a radar gun.
I could touch that.
I don't know if
I could actually. No, definitely in the 60s, but yeah, I don't know. It's been a couple years since I played baseball. I played baseball when I was down in Baltimore, but it's been a couple years.
I mean, I threw at the Somerset Patriots, and they had the gun. And
43.
Sparky Lyle and them, I was like, yo, can I throw it hard just so I can get, and they're like, no, don't. There's like kids around, there's cameras. I'm like, let me throw it hard so I can like see where I'm at right now. It's been a while. All right, that's all I got. I'm out of here. Thanks for listening to the show. I'll be back tomorrow. Good night.
Sports Radio 101.9 FM.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshare.
Facts. Great community. Love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. We'll do this tomorrow.